Well, good morning, everybody. How you doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. It is a very overcast, gray, yucky day in northern Michigan and a beautiful day to do a little mining in Star Citizen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. How y'all doing out there? Hope you're doing well. Good morning. Well, 318.2 is dropped, and we are ready to actually go out and maybe make a few space bucks this morning. How about that? For reals this time, maybe. We'll have to see how that goes. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look. We are do a little pre-flight here this morning. We're going to go ahead and I got the Prospector set up. Now, it's just a basic setup. Johan, good afternoon. How are you? Had night and coffee for me. Love it. Hope that you're doing well. Pyro, good morning, sir. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope that you're doing well. Yeah, I definitely, it's crazy, it's been a long time since actually there's been a reason, right? So, hey, Nate, how you doing? Good morning. Happy .2 weekend. Yep. How's the new patch so far? You know what? I was able to get a load to the hopper last night, and so, that's always what we measure success by. Rusty Nuts, good afternoon. How are you today? Nice to see you. This is a morning over this way, but hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. Dragon Master, welcome to the channel. Good morning to you. Tried it yesterday when it came out, but could not exit the spaceport. I had a little issue trying to get out of Lorville yesterday myself. The trams didn't seem to be working, and so it did take a little bit of finesse and time and energy. So we have the Lancet MH1 and some Brants on board on the Prospector this morning. So we're just going to head out to the air in Halo and talk shop. Now, some good news, you guys. I have heard that 319 is already in aUEC. That is so cool. I wish I don't have aUEC. If I had that, I mean, obviously 319's got these massive mining changes, and I am so excited about that. That's going to be really cool to cover, to spend some time in. I am first wave, so obviously we'll need to get through aUEC. It might be a couple weeks, but we'll have to just kind of play it by hangar 4 here. We're heading over. Patch has been a nightmare for me. Massive lag. You know what? I have noticed the lag for sure. Hey, Matt Flint says, "Holy cow! I caught you live mining." Hey, Matt, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. How you doing, sir? I can appreciate that. I really can. I have noticed some lag myself for sure. There's no question about it. This is an interesting hangar that they've given me for... I just noticed this is a much larger hangar than traditionally provided over this way. So that's interesting. But no, we're going to do a little bit of mining today in the air in Halo and see how it goes. I had a problem with hangar doors not opening and lagging. Yeah. That seems to be a lot of people have been saying, there's just a lot of kind of latency issues, Stephen. Nice to see you today. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Some new faces this morning. It's awesome, you guys. I'm super happy that you guys are aboard. And we're just going to, we always just try and smile and grit our way through and see how we do. So we'll see how that goes today. About time mining got some love. And yes, you're not wrong about that, Rusty, for sure. It is about time. Now, we've been pretty lucky in some capacities because we're a little more polished than others. But I definitely would. It is about time to kind of get it kind of the table set for how it's going to be in the future for sure. Lag from Free Fly, Xenothread, or just I think it's I think it's a combination of all that stuff. 319 on aUEC. You think it will come by Fleet Week? I hope it will, Astro. I know. I'm super excited. I wish, I'm not aUEC. If I was, I definitely would be out there monkeying around with it already. I am super excited for 319 changes. Just to see what they bring, how they shake it up a little bit, that type of thing. So, all right. Well, we are, going to grab the sticks here and take us on out. And we're going to spool up. We're going to head over towards HRL2, and we're going to drop out at about 6.6. Actually going to fly down here just a touch. And off we go. Just a second here. Also discovered a sales exploit already. Tell me about it, Johan. What did you find? What did you find there? I am very concerned, you guys. I will just tell you this. I think there will be another wipe for 319. So I'm not going to go crazy. I'm definitely going to do some mining, and I'm going to enjoy some mining, and do as much of it as I want. But I'm definitely not going to be pulling any doubles and killing myself. I just have a feeling, with this patch, there's either going to be another .3 patch that even makes it more stable, I just don't see them not wiping in 319. So while I really feel kind of blessed to be able to get out here and do a little PU mining, I also am not going to go crazy with it. I'm gonna put a couple million in the bank and just kind of sit back and see how it goes. So I'm expecting another wipe pre-9. Yes, I am too. Hey, Darkside, nice to see you, brother. How you been? Very good day to you, Master V in chat. I'm going to give Darkside a salute, you guys. That's awesome. Good morning. So we are headed towards HURL2. At 6.6 or so, I'll drop out, and we will go ahead and see how we're doing then, as far as Air and Halo goes. Now, I was able to, definitely was able to do some mining in the Air and Halo last night. I did find a load and brought it in, just kind of testing the waters, and was fairly happy with it. I mean, I definitely noticed there's definitely some latency, some lag, but other than that, it seemed fairly reasonable. So yeah, the big changes in 319, everything changes with mining. And so when I think I've seen a Phase 1 gaming video where he said that 319 was an Evocati already, and I was just like, oh man, there he goes. Hey Chris, good morning, sir. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. All right, 7-6. All right, here we go. I'll take it. We're in the Halo. I'll go ahead and set my return beacon here. Let's go ahead and... This is kind of where I switch the mouse and keyboard a little bit. Kind of getting a handle on things. There we go. Pull this down. I will trim up my velocity just a touch and pull up the scanner. And let's go ahead and do just a 45 ping to begin with and see what we got out here. Nothing. We'll roll it back to a 90 ping. Ah, there's our first opportunity marker. It looks like it's going to be a 1700. Now, as we all know, 1700 RS signature value is going to be your single rock. We're not going to approach those too much. Let's do a 90 scan and see what else we got there. Oh, there's our second opportunity marker of the day. That's another 1700. I'm not going to approach single rocks for the most part. I'm going to just kind of fly past those and look for something a little more meat on the bone. Darkside said, salvaging in the Vulture tends to be touch long-winded, looking for the elusive salvage pieces together in cargo ground. Yeah, I really like, I liked where salvage was at. I think that they need to kind of tune it up where there's just a little bit more salvage available. But I haven't looked around that much in this particular patch. We're gonna fly by these. You can see these diamond icons out here. I actually don't think these are Quantanium. This little cluster in front of me, right there. But we're gonna take a look anyways. And the reason I don't think it is because the cluster isn't that tight. I'm hoping the mining changes are good. I'd hate for them to make it worse. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, certainly I agree with that for sure. I hope that they don't make it worse or make it less profitable or whatever. I mean, if it's slightly less profitable, that's fine. If it kind of more balances out where lots of things have profit in them. More than anything, I want them to build purpose into it. I mean, I want to know. It's like it would be awesome if, like, okay, they know they're going to be adding a star base to a station, so they're collecting minerals for it. Build some purpose into the game for mining. Outside of just kind of the aUEC loop, which is nothing wrong with that per se, but I would really like them, not only to set the stage for the new mining mechanics, but definitely to have, some purpose in it. All right, so we got to definitely Not yet. There's a couple of... I opened up to a 180, and let's see what we got down there. There's our first 3400s of the day. Let's kind of power ping those. All right, and head on in and take a look at those. Now, we're still not getting long scans or distance scans, I'm finding. You know, so we do have to kind of approach things, but that's okay. The AI response, as far as combat goes, seems to have improved dramatically. Oh, that's interesting. Now, I know that they've been working really hard on that. Mining missions will be really cool. I agree. The one thing I would have said that... The one thing I'm a little, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they, you know, I hope that there's enough mining missions where you just can go do the mission. But a lot of times when they've talked about the mining missions, they've tied it to the fact that, you know, there's going to be piracy as well. So I do hope that there's some just kind of PvE-ish style ones where, you know, where you just kind of, you can go and do those. Not to say that you don't want ever any kind of piracy or whatever, but I hope that they're not leading you towards like a jump down situation with those. Which ship do you transfer the refined stuff to take it to the market? Konnichiwa, welcome to the channel. Good morning. I myself, my favorite cargo hauler for refined Quantanium is the Constellation Taurus. That's the ship that I currently use to do when the Quantanium is refined. That is the ship that I currently use to haul. Now, if I felt like the server was hot, I might, you know, actually run something smaller and just run individual runs with like a Cutlass Black or something like that, you know. But for the most part, I stick to the Constellation Taurus, and it usually treats me really well. It's a, you know, it's a relatively tanky ship. This is going to be a good one here. This looks good. You can see that's a nice. You know, that's a nice tight cluster. This is likely Quantanium. We'll take a look here. I'm looking forward to Mole not being replaced by 2 or 3 Prospectors. Supposed to change. Prospector laser buffs don't stack anymore. Yeah, that's Grave. I know. That's definitely coming. And we'll have to see how bad it is. Hopefully you can offset that with some mining consumables. You know, that penalty. You know, maybe there's just... I'm hoping that it's not so drastic that you just absolutely can't do it. That there's some way to compensate for it. But anyways, let's take a look at these. Maybe they're not Quantanium. Nope, I don't think they are, actually. That's an E-type. Yep. So we'll go ahead and keep moving here. Matt Flint says going to use my Cora for a transport. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. Hey, no problem, Konnichiwa. Happy to, you know, I mean, that's just my choice. You know, here's some more advice about that, Konnichiwa. I would recommend, as far as for Quantanium cargo hauling, stay away from like your Hull A's and your Rafts right now, and your Freelancer Maxes. The ones that just basically scream cargo. Those are ones that definitely could be targeted. I would stick to more like the Constellation Andromedas. I would stick to more, you know, the Constellation Taurus. MSRs is another good one. You know, ones where you've got plenty of room to haul cargo, but they're, you know, they don't scream cargo hauler necessarily when you see them. Those are the types of ships that I recommend using right now until we get sorted out to determine how much actual piracy we're going to see. Corsairs would be another good one, yeah, for sure. Here's Quantanium right here, a couple of doublers. Let's go in here and take a look and see what we got and see if there's anything worth mining here. So first, you know, first catch of the day, you know. Now, just because you catch doesn't mean that they're good fish. You know, you've got to definitely go in there and take a look at them. Now, when they will not give you scan results, when you're here and you're like, oh, you can see that it's a Q type, but it won't actually give you the actual scan results, go ahead and pull your laser down, shoot the rock one time and pull the laser back out, and for whatever reason, that does get the scanning going. So a little bit of a tip or trick there. This could be a pretty decent rock right here. Yeah, it's only a 13%er, so not as good as we'd hoped. Kind of a working man. Hey, Jazzy, how you doing this morning? Nice to see you. And then, yeah, no problem, Konnichiwa. So this is a much nicer rock. Look at this, you guys. This is a 4945. This is a 4040. This is an excellent rock. Let's go ahead and turn it over. We're going to definitely mine this guy. And let's go ahead and we're just going to get lined up. Very, very nice rock right here. And I am going to pivot around. I don't want the sun in my face. I definitely want the sun over to the side here. So and then I'm going to go ahead and roll over one time and put the sun, build the contrast on the right-hand side of the UI. So this is a great rock. Really nice opener this morning, and something we're really proud that we found right off the bat. So good start. Exactly, Johan. Good start. All right, let's get her going here this morning. Gravedigger says, I do multi-crew, so I kind of want a multi-crew to actually mean something. It would be nice if there was something to multi-do. I agree with that. I was hoping, Grave, that they were going to do something like really big rocks that had like a certain level of, say, resistance that only the size 2 rocks could crack. That type of thing. But they just decided to go a different direction. I am drifting here a bit. I'm going to see if I can fix that on my sticks. There we go. Is surface mining or asteroid... You know what, Konnichiwa? Both of them have their pluses and minuses. First of all, surface mining, I think, lends itself more towards group mining in the sense that you can find big rocks. And also, like if you're on Lyria, anything more than 2 rocks is always Quantanium. So you can kind of send out your scouts. You're also going to find much bigger mass. The biggest mass rocks you're going to find in space are 5122. So here's the pluses for the Arid Halo. The biggest mass is 5122. So you're never not going to find a rock you can't harvest in the Arid Halo. Also, when the rock breaks, some of it doesn't fall under the geometry. So also, you have the anonymity of being in the Arid Halo. That's a big part of it. A nice part of it is you have the anonymity. And so, obviously surface mining. So you have much bigger rocks. If you and a friend are together, it lends itself a little easier. Of course, you can use the mining modules, but they're not great. Like if you find a really big mass rock, they're not always gonna knock that right out, you know what I mean? So I tend to do more group mining, surface group mining on the surface, and more soloing in the Halo. And that's just because every rock I find I can harvest that's got good Quantanium in it, and I don't lose any of the rock in the geometry. Oh boy, bit of a rodeo here. But we're getting it. I don't want to... Alright, good break. Alright, now we'll just kind of keep an eye on it here. There we go. 8 likes already, you guys, this morning. I appreciate the 8 likes. I just cracked a 7K with Rocket Modules. Yeah. You definitely can. There's no question about it. If you use the, like the Bormaxes or the Wave Shifts, you absolutely can get it done. Or if you use like Stampedes and Surges, those are some other fine options as well. That being said, there's a lot to it. All right, so there's an 80%er, 1200 mass 80%er. See how clean this guy broke here. I am in the Arid Halo currently. And that is just, just kind of out in deep space. All right, so this did not break as clean as I'd hoped, right? It has a 40-40. It looks like I'm going to have a lot. I'm going to have to break them all down, which is fine. This doesn't have anything in it, which is cool. All right, so, by the way, I got a PSA for anyone using a mole on Lyria. If you slide down the ladder to the center turret, you will zip through to the bottom of the ship and fall to your death. Yeah. There's definitely some geometry-ish things going on, for sure. So, all right. Well, we've got lots of breaking to do. So let's go ahead and get started. We're definitely going to abuse our Brants for this, for sure. Now, some of these are decent-sized rocks, actually. So, this is going to be, fun, and there's a lot to break down here. And hopefully on these second breaks, they're going to break a little cleaner than they originally did. That's for sure. All right, we've taken the power up to 21 there. I'm firing a Brant right now. Worked its way into the green. That's great. And now we're just going to kind of settle down here. And try and keep it up in the, in the green, which I let it fall out, which not great. But, we're right back up in there. And we should be able to get this guy settled out before it's, the brand expires. So, I try and normally break 2 rocks with 1 brand charge, but it's been things are a little different. The optimal window acts a little more radical than it used to act, as far as used to be able to drop things in the optimal and it wasn't as volatile, but it's a little more volatile than it used to be inside the green. And you can see it even fell out there again. My preference is it falls out the bottom as opposed to overcharges, as you can imagine. Good morning, Streams. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Everybody give Star Streams a salute, you guys. Streams made $1 million yesterday in the playing the game, and that was kind of neat, neat to hear him talk about. Was that just old school ROC mining? Very cool. All right, we're just off doing this. Hey, Silas, how are you? Nice to see you, man. Hope that you're doing well. Almost got the warning there. 1.1 million doing Had Night. Wow, that's a solid day. Old school. Nice. Well, that's probably going to go a long ways toward your. Are you going Valkyrie first out of the gate? I would imagine. Is that usually your first purchase? I know that's your jam when it comes to Now this was a 40-40, you guys, and it did not break up clean at all. It broke up grumpy. So we're just going to kind of take our time. Even at 5%, she's climbing. Got her down to 3. Looks like she's holding there. Good morning, Short Star and everyone. Stan Paul, how are you? Nice to see you, Stan. How you been? Val, yep, that's awesome. I know that's the one that makes you feel real comfortable and you feel. I know that you can pilot the hell out of that thing, which is awesome. It is interesting how, Star Citizen has this situation where I do think the more time you spend with certain shit, you just get better at them. You just they just start feeling like I did not like the Constellation series at first, but I've used it so much now, the Connie Taurus, that it's like an old friend when you fly it now. You just kind of understand its flight characteristics and off you go. So it's just one of those things. You just kind of get used to something, and Star Citizen's really good. It's interesting how you, like I said, how you can just kind of get a familiarity with the ship, and all of a sudden it's just, you just kind of know, you just get a feel for it in your hands, how it, its flight characteristics and stuff. It's, Star Citizen's done a really good job with the flight mechanics. Got me a Cuddy Black. Look at Drac. Wow, Drac's in. Nice, Drac. That makes me feel I knew that you'd gotten your video card update. Now you've got a Cuddy Black and you're in the game. That's awesome, brother. Navigating the minefield of life, my friend. Hope was oh yeah, no, I understand, Stan, for sure. There's definitely a lot of peaks and valleys, and I hope that you find your way to a peak, my friend. Just realized I blew my storage off when I cracked. Yeah. Oh no. Been running my Andromeda since day one. That's my starter ship. Now it's an extension of. Yes, exactly. That's what I mean by that. Cuddy Black is a nice, versatile ship to start with. I agree with that 100%. It's an incredibly versatile ship. Now, there's only 7% in this one, but, you'll never know. It might break clean. All right, so there's that weird. Sometimes you get that weird, like, refire situation. I don't know. Like I said, there's only 7% in this one. We're going to break it up nonetheless. All right. There we go. Yeah, you know, like, it's just, there are certain ships that all of a sudden, they just feel right. You know, they just have the right weight to them. You just start feeling real comfortable with them, and it's an amazing thing. It's one of the things I like about Star Citizen. It's not always just about, you know, you run and then you get a +1 to running, you know, and then you run some more and you get another +1 to running. A lot of this is the time you spent is what you know, equals your skill level. Cuddy Black's good when it's not killing you when you sit in it. Fair enough, Crowbiz. That's you know, that's par for the course. At least Cuddy isn't murking players now. Yeah, exactly. The Cuddy Black was the most dangerous ship in the verse there for a while, but not for the reasons where you'd want him to be. It's why I got enough cargo, some freight, enough weapons. Yeah, and also you can carry an ROC with it too, Drac. You probably know that already. You know, I mean, so that makes it nice as well. I don't think there's nothing yellow left to crack here, right? We've just got a bunch of scanning we need to do. All right, so I want to scan all. Unfortunately, I need to scan all these pieces before we begin extracting because, you know, it didn't, you know, this rock just broke up kind of crummy. No, the Cuddy will haul an ROC, but it will not fit a DS. The DS does not fit in the Cutlass Black. As far as I know. The Cutlass DS is just a big weird ship. And to be honest with you, you would rather have 2 ROCs than any day of the week than one Rock DS. I mean, honestly. Hey, Intruder, good morning. Welcome to the channel. How you doing? I'll be honest, falling in love with the Drake Cutter. Hey, I can appreciate that. I think the Cutter's a great little starter ship. Honestly, I think it's a fun. It's got a, you know, once again, it's a versatile. It's kind of like your pre-Cuddy Black in a way, you know, versatile or whatever. Why use DS? Not really worth it. Yeah. Well, I mean, people have to ask questions and stuff, and you know, and ask about it. But yeah, the DS is just, you know, I have a feeling that was made for some kind of a weird on rails thing in Squadron 42. I don't think that it had much to do. Yeah, it is a dirty word. I don't think it had much to do with how they were thinking about things in the verse. But that being said, I mean, you know, if they do something like put a little bit more powerful laser on it or something, where it actually seems like it's more effective, then I could, you know, see it going that way. But I would, and I'm sure anybody who ROC mines would agree with me. You'd much rather have two just standard rocks than worry about having a DS, for sure. I haven't seen any reason to not have that be the case. So, all right, well, we found a nice rock, but she didn't break up super clean, but there are some 100%ers. So we got some hundos definitely to collect. Now, I'm actually going through, before I even start my scan, I am doing, oh, I missed this guy here. What's this guy? Oh, he doesn't have anything in him. Right? Yeah, no, he's just Borace. So yeah, I wanted to kind of gather all my pre-scans so I can get all the hundos first. And not necessarily, you know, be taking on some Garbola. The one thing I will say, the extraction laser hangs on a little longer than you want it to. Like the difference between a Prospector and a Mole? No. I wouldn't say that. I'd say the DS is more like the DS is not. It's kind of garbage track, just to be honest. Gravedigger, you can easily transfer rock cargo to ship storage. Yep, they're the one that's the big quality of life thing. Star loves that. I know he does. Bite, well, greetings. Welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. By the way, 11 likes already this morning, you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the 11 likes. We've already had some subs this morning as well. That's awesome. You know, we do mostly mining here on the channel, and we absolutely love when there are new folks that come and hang out. So, all right, so we found a 4640, a 4040, and now we're going to begin the extraction process. So let me just kind of make sure this guy is doing his thing. We're going to, obviously, what we're going to do is prioritize the hundos first, right? We want to pull those in first. With stackable gems, the move, yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, right? I mean, now that you do have the move all, that's really, yeah, that's ideal. Even before that, you could use a free. Yes, you could do that, but it was still, you know, it was an odd thing to have to set up. But you absolutely could do that, and that was the way to do it. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? At it again? Yes, sir, I am. Hope that you're doing well. How things going? All right. All right, here's our next 100%er. So we're prioritizing our hundos first. We just crossed 12 SCU, and we're kind of letting things get going how they are. This had the potential to be a unicorn, but I don't think it will because it just didn't break up clean enough. That's a nerd there. That's not a high percentage. That's a hundo there. And that's another, you know, almost 4 SCU or so. So that's good. Oh, that was a hundo behind it as well. So now we're crossing 20 SCU, which is really good. Hey, Toe Cutter, nice to see you. Was able to find salvage in the Halo. You can find it. It's a pretty rare thing. It's there. All right, so that's an 83. There's another hundo right there. That's good. Let's go ahead and pull that in. Right now, so we're getting north of 25 SCU. All right, 27 SCU. All right, that's a small percentage. What was this guy? Nothing. Oh, did I miss one? What's this guy over here? Master B, do you use the Atlas for the VK? I of course really like either one of those two drives. Right now, I just have the Goliath on board because we're just getting started. Hey, look at that, you guys. It's a unicorn. So we ended up with a uni here. That's a really good situation. So let's just back away. I'm going to grab the sticks here, and we're going to spool up, and we're going to get going. So that's a full uni run this morning. So that's a great start. And so for short range stuff, of course, the VK00. For longer ranges, the Atlas drive is fantastic. Also, the Siren's a decent drive as well. You know, I will mention that. You know, of course, I really like the VK00. I really like the Atlas. I think both of those. The Atlas is more of an all-arounder. I do love the idea coming up of how we're going to be able to swap components. So it's like, if I know I'm going to be doing a number of short-range jumps, maybe I stick the VK in there. But if I know, if I've been using the VK, but then I know I have to make a long-range jump, maybe I switch to the Goliath, you know, because I need that extra wiggle room. You know, I need something that sips quantum fuel a little bit differently. So I really like the, yes, drag, ding, 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 ding. Now we still got some work to do. We got to get it back to the hopper. But yeah, that's a good, you know, start of the day right there. That's a uni run, and that's a 16 likes already as well. We're doing great. Did the ASAP terminal start acting right? They Stan, they're up and down. For the most part, they've been doing. How do you make the quantum marker yellow? Well, excellent question. If you type in !yellow in the chat, it will link you to. It's the, you know, the short answer is it is the Aral Gray Cat helmet that makes the icons yellow. When you buy it, though, you have to put it on, go back to menus, and then go back into the game before it will alter them. But also, !yellow in the chat will link you to a video that talks about where to get that. And just a little bit about, you know, about it. But yeah, having the icons, I really like having the icons yellow. And it's the Aral Gray Cat helmet. Doesn't matter which one, if, you know, there you go. The yellow icons come from the Gray Cat, you know. I have I get asked that question so much, Byte, I programmed something in the Nightbot to, and then there's a little video there you can watch that will help you with that. Some people who are colorblind mention that it's a, you know, that's a huge benefit to them. I just like how nice and bright it is. So we're about to come out of first quantum, then we're going to hit second quantum, you know, and get that spooled up and get that stuff in. Boy, it's going to be nice being able to start actually upgrading my Prospector and doing some things that I hadn't been doing in a long time. Do you know if it would work with other colors as well? If there was a red one on sale. Well, All of them, all of the Gray Cat, doesn't matter what color it is, all of them have just the yellow UI, Dragon. I don't know if there are any other helmets in the game that give a different color UI. This is the only one. Yeah, so much blue on the ship screens already. You're right. There's tons of blue. All work, but only... Yes. They all work. It doesn't matter what color. You could buy the cherry. You could buy the orange, whatever. But they're all going to make yellow icons. That's the only icon color that's different. I do know that there's going to be some customization to that coming at some point. Because I've seen... even when they were showing different colored icons in Pyro. Like, almost like the icon... kind of color was following the ship color UI a little bit. But, you know, that's coming in the future for sure. All right, off we go. Arc L4, Faint Glen Station. That's where we're headed. We're going to bring this, you know, just try and bring this guy in on a reasonable clip. We have not heard first alarm yet. We were very discerning with our laser. And, of course, we only scooped hundos. So... You know, we're, you know, in pretty good shape. I'm going to bring this guy in kind of, you know, kind of hot. I want one to be burble. Fair enough. I have the Gray Cat Quicksilver. I like the Quicksilver too, George. That's my favorite one of the bunch. Now, I do like the orange. I do see Loud Guns wearing the orange from time to time, so I always feel like, you know, he's kind of, that's kind of his default uniform. My default uniform is usually the Quicksilver. You know, and so, you know, I definitely really like the Aero Gray Cat set, though. So, we're coming in at a reasonable clip. I am going to drop the gear now, lower the VTOLs. I will be calling out for a landing pad here in just a sec. We still have not heard first alarm. We're in pretty good shape so far. So, right now, so far, we're, you know, obviously, you always still have a job to do, even though we did find a full 32 SEU of Quantanium. There's still work to be done, so that's where we're at. Alrighty.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Oh, what? That's a weird... Tell you what, I've done a lot of flying over at Arc L4, and that's a weird pad that they gave us. That's okay, though. I mean, we can absolutely deal with it. It's just not the one I expected, which is cool. All right, so there's first alarm, and that's to be expected, right? Right as we're... And we're in great shape right now, so I'm not worried about that at all. Bring her on in nice and easy here. This is the beautiful part about going with the sticks, you know. Obviously, I love the precision of the mouse and keyboard for mining. But, you know, obviously the smoothness of the sticks is something real nice when you're kind of coming in. And easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alrighty. Just set her down easy. Nice. Alright, so we're going to do a post-flight here. Let's get that taken care of. What button controls the landing gear? I have it mapped to a button on my stick, Drac. But it's left Alt N is the default one. Oh, K toggles the VTOLs, yeah, and then left Alt N is what calls for the landing. I gotta ask, took a few months off SC, tried Quant Calc app the other day, and something was wrong with it. Oh yeah, you know, like that's not getting updated anymore, Grave. It's you know, Andrew, the guy who who created that, you know, and I haven't, we you know, we actually are not really spending a lot of time with each other, and he had been doing such a great job keeping that up to date. But I had some, you know, kind of some life things happen, and kind of had this, you know, I'm just not really, we're not really working on that project anymore. And toggle gear, and yes, exactly. I would think having the dedicated axes on the sticks would be best for mine. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I just got used to mining Crowbiz with mouse and keyboard. I think it's just one of those things, like, it's almost like an FPS game to me. You know, where I definitely enjoy the precision of the mouse and keyboard, almost like I said, almost like it's a you know, almost like it's an FPS game. Oh yeah, no, listen, Grave, I really liked I love the fact that we built the app, you know, and you know, I mean, Andrew built the app, but you know, we kind of worked on it together, and I did a little QA on it, and he did a really good job with the app, and we kind of kept it going for a while, but in all the lull of 3.17, we weren't playing that much, you know, and life issues and that type of thing. It just kind of withered on the vine a bit, and I, you know, I don't really know what its current state is. You know, Andrew and I maybe chatted very briefly a few months ago or whatever, or a couple months ago, but that's it. So someday again, maybe, you know, would like to do something again with that. I love the idea that it, you know, it was a nice something on your phone. All right, so that, you guys, right there, we call a uni. And that will take about 42 hours to bake in the oven, but that doesn't matter. You can see now I've got about 50 SCU cooking in the hopper, which is nothing, you know, nothing to be ashamed of there. Unicorn run, love it. So that's our first 200 and some odd thousand today, 260,000, 270,000. Let me back away. Just want to pull my helmet off a sec. Let's top off on some water. While we're down this way, I always like to do this. Ah! Yeah, I really can't speak to that part of it for sure. Oh boy, I don't get the option. Chris. Sorry, Chris. I'm not getting any options here, but the... I don't see... Well, maybe I'll have to store it. I don't know. What's going on? I'll store it. I am constantly littering down here for sure. Litterbug, exactly. That's exactly right. Oh, boy. What is my... Oh, I'm a hundo. Okay, we're good there. Alright, put my helmet back on. Awesome. Wow, what an opener. That was an awesome unicorn run opener. And, you know, not too bad. First stream 318.2, we'll take it. Just litter. I'm testing paths, exactly. Would you ever recommend not refining materials? You know, Bite, I would recommend not refining materials, like if it's your first road, you know, if you're like down, like I still have 135,000 left. Like if I was down like around 20,000 and felt like I needed a little scratch, what I just brought in would have got me well over 100,000 aUEC. It would have been like almost 140,000 aUEC. So there's nothing. I mean, yes, if I was desperate for money, I absolutely would. Like and it wouldn't be uncommon to sell some, you know, unrefined stuff. So, you guys can tell here we're gonna have to do the thing that I've been doing, which is return to menus. I got to exit the menu for a sec, and then join the game again. That's the only way I can get upstairs without killing myself, which is annoying, but it is what it is. So, 20 likes so far, you guys. We've had some new subs. Wonderful day. You know, and obviously we are off to the races here with a full unicorn run right off the bat. So we'll take that, you know, and we will head back into the game and see if we can't go out to the air in Halo. And, you know, we're just trying to make some money today for sure. I had 20K when 318.2 dropped. I sold my first ore with no... Yeah. That's exactly right, you know. And that's the thing, too. You know, it depending on what your goals are or whatever. I absolutely can see, 100% can see, you know, selling unrefined stuff, and definitely it's you know, nothing. I wouldn't sneeze at that at all. If you need the chicken scratch, get the chicken scratch for sure. I climbed around 318.1 and spent too much time thinking they would wipe credits. Now I'm just broke. Yeah. Well, I can appreciate that for sure. I mean, really, with mining, I mean, you know, hey, Money Kapow. How you doing? Nice to see you, Mitch. You know, I definitely could see, you could actually, you know, mining with the Prospector easily, you know, in 4 or 5 hours, just sell directly and get yourself, you know, 400,000 or 500,000. You know, get yourself on your feet a little bit. For sure. All right, so I got to do a pre-flight for sure, and I know that because one of my brands, at least one of them, was gone, and I do have a couple replacements. Oh, now that's weird. One of them had fallen off. Or so I thought. Well, let's go ahead. We'll pull the Prospector. I will definitely pull the lasers out when I'm up there in the hangar. Just to double check. That's unusual to me. That being said, I know I still have at least one good brand on there for sure because I hadn't got into number 3 yet. So I just, you know, no reason not to bring brands when you're Quantanium mining. They just make it that much easier. They're an easy thing to buy, an easy thing to throw on, and they make they really do make the material far less volatile. Bought a rock, upgraded it, bought Pembroke, also down to being broke at the start. Yeah, those investments are what allow you to make the money, though, you know. So I crashed my mole filled with passive modules and then stayed on the ship when they claimed it. It's just, and they stayed on the ship when I claimed it. Now, that's interesting. Now, was it a... Yeah, that's a weird thing. When I claimed it. That is interesting. I don't know about that. Hey, 0128, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. Been getting a load of 40 SCU quant in my mold. Nice, that's awesome. I just had a full 32 SCU run in my Prospector here. And very happy to have that. So I'm going to pull out the mining lasers. I'm going to turn on the engines. And fire up the power. Yeah, it shows 3 brands on there, but one of them fell off when we were out there before. So I don't know. Whatever. We're going to head back out to the Halo, though, for sure. That treated us very nicely. Okay. And 21 likes. I'm loving it, you guys. And have definitely seen some new faces today. And, you know, and really getting some subs and stuff. I can't thank you enough, honestly. It means the world to me. Lots and lots of people. Our channel continues to grow, and you know we continue to just kind of do our mining thing. And let's do a little bit of a pre-flight here. It would seem that we are down a little fuel. Let's go ahead and top off there. Best just to rent the ROC, saves a lot of money. I don't disagree with that. Renting the ROC is fairly cheap. Isn't it like $7,000 a day or something like that? You absolutely can rent that thing, and it's not that expensive. I mean, I was surprised when the last time I looked at it, you know, as a rental option, I was like, oh wow, this is a lot less expensive than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I mean, if you have something like a Cutlass Black or whatever, you could just rent the ROC. I think it's like $7,000 for the day. Go make yourself 200,000 or 300,000 or 400,000. And that's, you know, that's a win all the time. All right, off we go. Ramoyne, hey, there he is. How you doing? Hello, Space Shorts. Watching the stream on my phone as I'm just back from a trip from the shop. We'll boot up the PC soon enough. Nice to see you, sir. How have you been? Hope that you're well. I would say deciding if to rent or buy a rock would depend on how much you figured you'd be using it. Yeah, well, or if you're just getting started and you don't have the 170,000, right? If you just don't happen to have the money, but you have 7,000, why not? You know, why not just grab it for the day and go out there and make yourself several? You know, you can actually earn enough in the day to then buy it. So you can take that 7,000, rent it for the day, and then go out and earn the money and buy the thing. So far, so good, Ramon. I can't complain. We had a 32 SCU run, the first unicorn run, the first time out here. So we'll take that every time. You can make the money back in one trip. Yes, exactly. So buying is more of a convenience. If you mining only now and then, renting would save money. You mine a lot. Well, ultimately you want to buy it, but I would say rent it the first time you want to use it, and just, you know, use it to earn it. Same thing with a lot of people sleep on the rented Prospector, but with Bexelite, Laranite, and Terranite, like if you go over to Aberdeen and just get those, you can actually do 300,000 to 500,000, you know, pretty quickly. So I mean, you can rent a Prospector over, you know, in less than a week. You can buy a Prospector with the rented Prospector. It takes a little bit of time and energy, and it's a little tedious, but it can be done for sure. All right, I would say a rented ROC is a lot better than a rented Prospector as far as you know, how it performs, but you know, for its specific job. That being said, you know, it is an alternative option for sure. I ROC mined when I originally bought my Prospector, all that money, the 2 point whatever million. All right, at 6.6 or so, we're gonna drop out. So there's 7, 6, okay. All right. I got to find the place to buy me a better suit, assorted tools, backpack. Yeah, nice. Now, Drac, where are you at as far as that goes? I could probably tell you where to go from where you're at. The biggest benefit is being able to upgrade the ROC so you don't have any issues with overheating. I agree with that. The one thing I will say is I have never updated my ROC, but I know that I need to do that, you know. I'm feeling a bit tender still. It's been 2 days since they took the catheter out. And just over a week since the surgery to my bladder, second time around for the same thing, removing cancer growth. Oh, Ramoyne. You know, obviously, getting that shit out of there is the best, you know, the best possible thing. Get that crap out of your body. I'm glad to hear they're getting it out of there, and Godspeed, sir. That is, you know, I understand. I mean, my mom, you know, struggled with cancer 4 different times, and it can be exhausting for sure. So my thoughts are with you. Anyone having trouble collecting refined quant to a ship? I have heard, Matt, that can be an issue. I have not had that issue myself yet, but I haven't hauled in yet either. All right, lots of opportunity markers here. That's a 17 hundo. That's a 17 hundo. Remember, that's a single rock. We're not going to approach those. And what do we got there? This 17 hundo. I don't mind I do not mine in decoupled. I just kind of you know, I do the standard mode. Other than that, I'm oh, I love that. That's a great attitude right there, though, Ramon. Other than that, other than the fact that I just had a cancer growth removing my bladder, I'm doing great. I love that, man. It's awesome. That's the right attitude to have. For sure. All right, what do we have here? We've got 17 hundo, so we'll just kind of rinse and repeat. I like to do a 45-degree scan just to see if something's right out in front of me, so I don't have to, you know, deviate. But then I'll roll it back to a 90 scan if I don't see something and hit it again. And eventually I'll even do a 180 scan if I want to get a bunch of opportunity markers and take a look around. All right. And this is, you know, this is good stuff. I mean, we're definitely having some success in the Iron Halo right now, and even though we're not able to do the distance scanning, we are able fairly quickly to identify Quantanium, and And the biggest change in 3.18.2 is every single rock is scannable now. There are no unscannable rocks in the Iron Halo, which to me is the biggest fundamental difference, to the game. I mean, if you would have told me that one hot patch, the only thing they fixed was fixing the unscannable rocks in the Iron Halo, I would have just jumped for joy. So I find that some 1700, yes, oh no, Zero, no question about it. There's absolutely no question about it. If you want to go look at every single rock, tons of those single rocks are going to be Quantanium, but there's lots of them that aren't. And so I found from an efficiency standpoint, myself, I just kind of tend to go towards doublers more than singles. Doublers, more on the whole for me, are usually Quantanium, although this time they're not. That's P-type. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with doing it. I never begrudge anybody who's a little more ambitious than I am. I definitely myself tend to go after the bigger clusters, and I don't approach single rocks, but you're absolutely right. Lots of times those single 1700 rocks, they can be Quantanium. Now, if I could scan them from a distance, I would absolutely approach them. Or at least take the time to scan them individually, but I can't. So I just kind of, like the 3400s and the 6800s, and from there, I kind of go after those. They broke the gem rocks, had more unminables than 318. Oh, interesting. Now, I definitely can say the Iron Halo for the first time ever. I have mined the Iron Halo now for 2 years. The first time ever. This is the first time it's ever not had where every single rock will scan. That's a first. That's completely and utterly unique. All right, approaching these fellas right here. Let's take a look and see here. I have high hopes that these are going to be what we're looking for. I think that they are. These are some Q types that we're approaching. And let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, 2 words I hate in the meta and efficiency. Fair enough. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. A couple of beautiful Quantanium rocks. This is going to be nothing more than likely a blue cap 2%er. That's exactly what it is. What about this fella? Being a little grumpy about giving us the goods, so I'll go ahead and drop the laser, shoot him one time, and then that will prep him to give me my scan results. This could be a nice rock, actually. It is. This is a 5140, you guys. So we are doing fantastic here today. This is a nice rock. I'm going to kind of reorientate myself this way. I definitely want to... Absolutely beautiful rock to mine here, and we are just going to go in here, turn on the laser. I'm going to hold down G. That loosens up the laser head, and we're going to go right after this guy. This is a max. This is the maximum mass that you find in space, and a 41%er at that. So this could, if it breaks clean, be a second unicorn today. Personally, I value my time. Efficiency is never a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think when you play Star Citizen, I think the most important thing to prioritize is fun. Whatever fun is for you in the game. I think that should be. Now, there's nothing wrong with, once you kind of get a loop that you like, to try and be as efficient as possible. I even have little mini games with myself, like, for instance, trying to break 2 rocks down with 1 branch charge and little things like that. That boils down to efficiency, that type of thing. But whenever efficiency is robbing fun out of the game for you, that's where you really need to, that's the most important thing, is prioritizing enjoyment. And let's be realistic. It's been tough to enjoy, the last few. So it's nice just to be out here and doing a little bit of mining and having it count. At least for now, anyways. Like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy. I do think that there's a wipe coming in 319. I 100% believe that. I mean, I could not believe that more. So I'm just going to say to you, I wouldn't go super crazy. I wouldn't go ham, and because it's only about maybe 4 to 6 weeks away that there's going to be a big, a big change. So it's going to get wiped again. All right, into the green we go. Now, I hate metas. I hate in-game there's just one good build. Should be several different ways to do something good. I agree with that 100%. And I do like the fact that and that's the one thing that's going to be interesting. The specialization for specific, mineable types. It's going to be interesting how 319 works it out for sure. The epitome of fun is the Argo Cargo Space Lamborghini. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, there is definitely some fun. The Argo Cargo is definitely, fun to be had there. All right, so she's trying to really jump up on me. I pulled her back down to 16%. All right. Good break. We'll let her cook out. Shane, France, welcome to the channel. Just joined. Did you say... Oh, Shane, I'm pretty sure, not anytime soon, but when 319 comes out in about 6 weeks from now, I would say that there's going to be another one. And I know that they'll tell you that their plan is that it won't be, but I would tell you to plan that there will be. So that's 7. Okay, right there. That's 14 SCU right there. The good stuff. And what do we have over here? That's nothing in this rock here. This is just 100% quartz. This really broke beautifully clean. What about this guy? This is nothing here. All right. What about this guy? Oh, so nothing. All right. So it's going to be these last 2 rocks in the back are going to... Yeah, no. I'm going to probably at least grind out maybe a C2. That's a 76%er. This is going to be a 100%er. Whatever the mass is kind of important. But this is going to be a 100%er for sure. So, yeah. So this is... that is 16 SCU of the good stuff. Almost 17, this is 14 SCU of the good stuff. So I will need to break down this third rock, but this is a 76%. So I definitely should be able to get a unicorn out of this one as well. Definitely cannot collect a ship, tried relogging, delivering, and storing. Oh, interesting. They said a full wipe for 0.2, and a lot of people are now salty with the partial. Oh, was that all there was a partial? Yo, Han, for this wipe? I didn't know that. What did we get to keep? I thought it. I didn't really look that closely. I thought it was a full wipe. All right, there's a Brant. We just snuck that guy in there. Let me get. Wants to fall out of there, but I'm just kind of trying to. Yeah, well, she warned. There's a touch of lag here, and it's interesting. Oh, didn't want it to be there. Trying to keep it around 6% or so. Oh, kept rep and aUEC. I thought I had a little more aUEC than what I started with. Huh. Maybe I didn't. Maybe there's another number in there that I'm not paying attention to. Yeah, I seem to start with 200,000. I thought I had a lot more than that. Not to be weird. Didn't know about merits because I'm a good boy. Yeah. No, we used to do some merit farming back in the day. For sure. When we would, before org events, because we'd always get ourselves in a jam. So we'd do some merit mining, and there are many times when I had my alt kind of hold on to the merits. Alright, so we're breaking down our second hundo here. We have 2 hundos to break, and very, very nice. Getting ready for our second unicorn here. Kinzier, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. How are you? Oh, there's a touch of lag here. Boom. Yeah, no, there are booms on the channel from time to time. I always like to make the joke that explosions are always good for the channel. But we try not to boom if we can avoid it. That being said, doesn't look like we're doing a great job this time. Wants to fall out of there. Push, push, push. All right, 2%, 5 is what we're rolling through. Back up to 8. Got about 15 more seconds left on this Brant here. Nice to see you today, Ken, for sure. I hope you're doing well. Merits, what merits do you earn? How do you get them? Oh, you can earn merits by like fixing like the oxygen machines in the jail, and they can help you get out of jail sooner. And Drac loves the explosions on the channel. Exactly, you guys. That's awesome. All right, looks like we managed to hold out on this. She was a touch overcharged, but we'll take it. No big deal. I don't think we lost any of that. The earth-shattering kaboom. Exactly. So, I just want to make sure this is working here. Let's just go ahead and... Yep, it was cooking. It cooked that rock. So hopefully, I just had it on there for a split second. Wonder if she's going to cook out. Alright, we're scooping now, finally. There was a touch of lag there. See that? Hey, Clive, how you doing? Nice to see you. And we know these are all 100%ers down here, so we don't even need to bother to scan. Ooh, Klesher rehabilitation merits, I hear. Yes, exactly those. This guy was... We tried to cook this rock here, but you gotta listen. Like when you first put your mining, your extraction laser on, it can still be left in, extraction mode, even though it's not saying that it is. I'm using the Lancet MH1. That's the best one for Quantanium mining. All right, you guys, this is really, really, really just broke incredibly clean. And so we're in really good shape. We're kicking some butox here. Here's a question for chat. What's the longest sentence you have been given in Klesher? I'd like to think that I know that I had one that was like I needed to log off for the night. I can't remember how, but it was definitely a lot of hours. I was like, oh, I better just log on tomorrow. All right, so I have to find a hundo over here before I turn on my laser. That's what we need, is a 1 hundo. And that's my guy right there. Wow, there we go. Ding, ding, ding. We'll leave the rest of the mining gods right. That is a second unicorn in a row. Now, we still have work to do. We got to get this to the hopper. I'm going to the sticks, spooling the quantum drive, and off we go. So that is 2 unicorns in a row. 2 32 SCU, pure 32 SCUs in a row. 1 day, 1 hour. Oh, wow, just over a day. 24 hours, 27 hours. Wow. 3 weeks. That's hilarious. 25 likes, you guys. We're starting to rock and roll. Halfway to 50. And really, really, just a great day so far. Quantanium has been on fire. Ding, 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 ding. You're not wrong, Drac. And, yeah, I'm super excited about this. This is a second unicorn run of the day. We still got work to do, though, right? We've got to bring it on into the hopper, get her tossed in there, and go from there. So, But whenever you start the day out with 2 unicorns in a row, you know, and as long as you can get them to the hopper, I mean, you're already, you know, you started your day with making a 500,000 aUEC. So better than that, really. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we'll come out of first quantum. We'll spool up for second quantum. We really should be almost in the hangar before we hit, you know, or darn close to the hangar before we hear first alarm. What's the value of these things you are finding? Well, John, that's an excellent question. Quantanium is worth 44 unrefined per unit. And so when I refine it, it's worth 88. So I've got about 3,200 units on board times 88. So I've got about 280,000 worth of Quantanium on board. Did they change quant spawning? I feel like we're getting way better rocket 3. Yo, Eric, it's changed it tremendously. There are no unscannable rocks in the Iron Halo. Every single rock scans. That in and of itself is a massive change. Yeah, 18.2 is completely better than 18 and 18.1 for, you know, for Prospector mining. 3 weeks, wow. How are you, Cat 6, a heavy hitter criminal? Yeah, that's exactly right. I don't know how you get 3 weeks. No, Eric, yeah, everything is way, way, way better in 3.18.2 as far as Quantanium mining goes. As far as the Iron Halo goes, because 0 rocks in the Halo are unscannable. And I would tell you, literally, you could only scan 2 or 3 out of 10 in the Iron Halo before. When 3.18 first launched, it was horrible. It would take 45 minutes to an hour to find, you know, anything. And so it's still taking, you know, 15 minutes or so. But, you know, I mean, you know, that's okay. I mean, that's, you know, once again, I mean, I'm not 2 hours into this. Oh, look at that, 30K, you guys. Well, wow, 30K when I've got Quantanium on board. That's not nice. That's a full 32 SEU of Quantanium. So let's see if 30K protection protects us. Let's find out. 30. I'm gonna need some 30K protection here, and I hope that it works. It definitely was in my hold long enough. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I mean, it either works or doesn't work. Either way, we're proud that we had 2 unis in a row. I haven't tried the Halo, but on Lyria, I feel the percent was way higher and there's way more. That being said, there's also a lot. Yeah, it's like fishing, Eric. Sometimes the fish are biting, sometimes they're not. Can you explain the new scan method for the new players next trip, V, please? Yes, of course, Clive. I'd be happy to do that. Kinzier says, Obacan, oof, yeah. Kinzier says, oof. Maybe it will magically be in your ship. It has been before, Astro. When it, you know, it should be. I mean, it honestly should be. Here comes the boo. That's exactly right, Sarah. That's no fun. I hope you have luck and find yourself. Yeah, we'll see what's up. Hey, Grift, what's happening? I was on my way back with a unicorn, and I had a 30K, Grift. So we're just gonna we're gonna test the 30K protection and see how it's you know, see if it works or not. So that's it's gonna be a thing now. I'm gonna continue to load in the screen here, and we'll give it a, you know, I may have to kind of close the client and reopen the client. We'll see here in just a sec. But I'm going to continue to let it do this loading thing for a hot minute. Sometimes after you 30K, it's best to go back to the desktop and then just relaunch. But sometimes you can get away with launching in. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. Everybody give Scarred Citizen or Grifter a salute this morning. Grift, how you been, man? That is awesome, you guys. We are off to the 30Ks are worse than spilled coffee. Yeah, they are. If you get 30K and log back on quick enough, you can find yourself back where you were when the 30K occurred. That would be okay too, as long as the timer, you know, hasn't continued to time. You know, either way is fine with me. I have seen it where the 30K protection works and the Quantanium is on board. So we'll just do our thing here. I'm doing really good, Drift, honestly. It's a little bit of an overcast day here in northern Michigan. It's not terribly warm out. I know we're gonna grab the Jeep here today and have a little fun with it, so I'm looking forward to that. Spilled coffee can make a grown man cry. It can, no question about it. Check our display too, see if the entities are moving. If not, client close. Well, yeah, can you do that? Let's see. R2. Oh, hey.
Currently engaged and need support. Contact me.
In we go, right?
CDF.
Okay. And I can't complain about my FPS. I mean, look at that, 70 FPS. 75 FPS. I mean, that's pretty darn good. I'll take it. Thank everyone for making me blush a little bit. That's awesome, Griff. Funny as hell. All right, you guys, here we go. Do we have 30K protection or don't we? We're going to find out. This will be interesting. Really, the 30K protection has not been working well the way I understand it. But anyways, 27 likes today so far. Absolutely lovely day. 2 unicorn runs, one of them kind of blown up by a 30K, but we'll take it. And it's just, no big deal. They just happen. There's no reason to, it's just one of those things, that's just Star Citizen doing Star Citizen things. So here we come down here. I am in a claim status. It is unknown on Stanton. So I was hoping that it would be more in a retrieve status. I'm going to give it another minute or two. You'll have a full prospector and 45 seconds left. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly right. No shame in having a bit of a blush. Nope, not at all. So yeah, I don't know how this works now. I'm going to... 30K protection, what it used to say Stanton, but it would be retrieve, not claim. So I'm going to just kind of sip coffee here for a hot, I don't know. Maybe give it another minute or so. I would imagine it's gonna have done whatever it's doing though. So let me just kind of claim this guy and see what we got. Well, part of me wants to wait. Hey Mauricio, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope that you're doing well, my friend.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
All right, I don't know. It definitely says claim unknown in Stanton. All right, we'll claim. Normally, 30K protection, you like it to say retrieve, I would imagine. But it should have backed up by now. I guess I'll expedite. Yeah, I mean, that's silly that, they 30K and, you got this silly wait here. With space sharks with the persistence being a thing, your prospector now just floating out there in the black.
Welcome to the ASOP.
Try claiming another ship. Well, I don't have any I don't have any delivered at all. Which I probably will just have this one delivered, this prospector delivered, and I will just kind of set it up and we can take that one out instead. Because look, this stuff is either in this prospector or it's not. I mean, so it doesn't matter. We can absolutely set up this other prospector and take it out.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I like my prospector, so I have a 1-2 punch worth of them. All right, let's get this other one set up. So we'll do a pre-flight on it. And we'll head out in mine with this other one, and then when we come back, we'll either have stuff in that one or we won't. You know what I mean? And that's just the bottom line. So I brought some paints over this way. I have the blue or the white. I think we're going to do the white here. And I did already buy another Lancet, and I have extra brands as well. So I was prepared in case we needed to use the other prospector. And that's what we're going to do. Do I like the current prospector skins? They're all right. 30K is a stolen more cargo than a murder hobo. You're not wrong. That's so funny, though. Murder Hobo never gets old.
To the
That's so
ASOP
funny.
vehicle retrieval system.
I do like they're okay. I mean, I think, you know, I always, of course, wish there were more, right? I mean, so this guy here, we're going to pull this guy out. Let's go back out. We'll head back out to the Halo and see if we can't find some more. And when we come back, that's either going to be in there or it's not. I'm going to check my mole out later. Awesome. That's awesome, Clive. That's Hangar 2. And I am going to press, I know, one of these, yeah, who, me, maybe, I hear you, Grift. One of these Saturday mornings, I'm going to press my 12, soon-to-be 13-year-old into child labor and make him get on the mole laser with me and have him, he's actually a really good mole miner. But we're going to have, I'm going to break the child labor laws and put him to work. You know if it'll be a 0.3 patch, Mauricio? I think that there might be, actually. It wouldn't surprise me if there's one more stability patch between now and 3.19. But it depends. I mean, with 3.19 already being an Evocati, it's hard to say. I mean, they're really pushing it, which is great. Grift is our favorite murder hobo. He is. No question about it. If you know, as far as murder hobos go, Grift's a pretty darn good one. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull the laser out. That is a Lancet MH1 and 3 Brants. So we're looking good there. What's going on with my guns? That's weird. Is it O? No, those are shields. Key. I don't know. Oh, there they go. I was like, what's going on with my guns? They're acting weird. All right, we'll go ahead and call this. We'll get set up to head to
Thank you. And please visit again.
HURL. No, HURL2 is where we want to go, please. Yeah. Set that route. All right, off we go. Equal opportunity murder hobo. Fair enough. It's so funny. Up we go. Alright, I like it. Alright, let's go find some more stuff to mine. We've had 2 unicorn runs in a row. The second one was interrupted by a 30K, and we're not sure whether or not we have that juice or not. But we're just going to head back out there. This is kind of what you have to do when you 30K. You just kind of get back up on the horse and off you go. I mean, there's really no other way around it. And sitting around worrying about the money that you would have had or not would have had it doesn't help. So, Sig made me a murder hobo, LOL. They want 319 out in time for Invictus. I doubt there'll be anything other than back on hot fixes until... Yeah, I'm really looking forward to first wave 319 when I can get in there and start rolling up my sleeves and learning the new mining meta. I am very excited about that. This channel will have kind of, at least as far as my channel goes, much more kind of an explosion of content. If all things go well, where we talk about the different types of, because iron is coming too. There's different, and they're supposed to equalize like how much things, how much money you make on things. So we might find that, hey, it's fun to go Bexelite mining in the mold. We may find some significant changes in 319, and I hope that we do. And more than anything, please build some purpose into the mining game, for sure. That would be awesome. Big V, you have to pray to... Hold on. For 30K protection. I do have to pray. Maybe I'll get on the horn, wash his car. Where's your car at, Mr. Roberts? Can I wash that for you? Looking forward to the new missions. I am looking forward to him as well. That's a good point, Zero. All right, 6.6 has been good to us. We're going to drop out. I am not in the mole. This is the Prospector, Kinsey. If anyone's into VR, this game, Vorp DX is, yes. no question the VR, for this game is going to be nuts. VR in Elite Dangerous, by the way, was fantastic as well. All right, so we're going to drop out a 6.6 here. Let's kind of count it down. 9, 8, 7, 6, and there we go. Now, Clive asked that I just kind of walk through the process here, and I'm going to do it. So the first thing I do when I come out of Quantum is I set my return refinery waypoint back. So I have, and the reason that I set a quantum marker is so I don't actually just, I head in a particular direction, right? I know it sounds crazy, but even in the air in Halo, you can find yourself going in circles if you don't kind of keep one central point and just kind of keep using that as a position to head towards. I right now, because we're a brand new, good question, Toe. Because it's a brand new session, I have the Lancet MH1 and 3 Brants. Normally, I'd run 2 Brants and an FLTR-XL, or 2 VAUX C3s and 1 Rieger C3. Those would be some of the alternative modules that I would consider running. But there's nothing wrong with the Lancet MH1 and 3 Brants. It's a very vanilla build, but it gets the job done. And it's inexpensive as well. So that being said, the next thing that we do, once we kind of have, we know we have good full control with our mouse and keyboard, I actually then will trim my velocity. You can see my velocity going up and down. I trim it up to about there. And then we hit V to get our scan mode going. Now, I tend to scan my first scan. I'll do it at about 45. I'll send out a ping at 45 and see if there's any opportunity markers right out in front of me. If not, then I'll roll back to a 90-degree scan, and I will ping. And there's my first 2 opportunity markers. So once I then collapse my scan angle down to 2 degrees, I can then go and get the RS signature values on these particular opportunity markers. And that's an important number to get, because 1700 always means 1 rock. So 1700 is 1 rock, 3400 is 2 rocks, 5100 3 rocks, 6800 4 rocks. I don't tend to approach single rocks. It's just not my thing, really. I tend to think that it's more efficient to go after 3400s. Are really one of the most lucrative things to go after. So now that I have, I noticed it was a 3400 RS signature value. I did a secondary ping, and it's got me right on top of the rocks. Now I'm just going to kind of hold a long scan. That's actually going to give me a rock icon. And that kind of gives me something, kind of at least gives me an icon to approach. And now I'm just going to approach these because, and you might go ahead and level set and do like a couple of more pings to kind of keep them out in front of you. But, for the most part, you want to approach these now and give them a visual at about, at about 25, around 2,000 or so. Anyone know if Refined Quant shows on the Hull A? Oh, I bet you it does not, just because, but that's a great question. I don't know. We did the free max over the Brios. He didn't want to die, so he actually paid up. Yeah. Freelancer max is, it's going to basically scream to pirates, hey, man, come and get me. So here as we approach here, I'm going to go ahead and give these guys a visual, right? And I can see that there are orange flecks in there. That's absolutely Quantanium. So we're going to approach these Q-types. We're going to pull the mining laser out. We're going to get within 275. Yep. And then we're going to go ahead and... Now, when you first approach these, if they're not giving you the scan results, notice it tells me it's a Q-type here, but it's not giving me the scan results. You just go ahead and drop your laser, fire your guns into it a couple times, pull your laser back out, and you're going to get... it's going to then complete the scan. This is going to be a blue cap or a 2%er Garbola. We're going to keep moving. Asking a question for any new person, is the scanning method you use the same for mining and salvage? For the most part. Another 2%er there. These are both, neither one of them are worth mining. So rinse and repeat, right? We face our quantum marker. We go ahead and pull out our scanner. And we do another 45 scan. Do we get any opportunity markers? Nope. We roll back to a 90 scan, send out a ping. Do we get any opportunity markers? Nope. Then maybe a 180 ping. Send out a ping. Do we get any? Yep, there's a couple opportunity markers over this way at a 180. And let's go ahead and that's a 3400. So now I'm going to send a collapse to like a 2 degree angled ping down, and I'm going to go ahead and push and hold on and get the go ahead and get the rock icon going. And once again, if you kind of fall back to a 90 degree, you can kind of just keep pinging the opportunity marker. This allows you to salvage scanning is broken, ATM. I had not heard that at all. But yeah, so this is us. We're now approaching this 3400. I will absolutely kind of get myself this way because I want to approach these guys, but I don't want the sun in my eyes. So there they are down there on the other side of this great big rock here. Kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get a visual on them. And those are looking good. They're looking like Quantanium to me. So we'll approach them. Yep. There's a couple of other Q types there. So we are doing great. We're really locating them. Hey, Rhino, nice to see you. How have you been, sir? John, that moment you are mining Had Night knowing you're being hunted by a guy who's harassed you twice. Your wife's asking, can I get help in the garden now? Yes, I know. John, I definitely understand that, you know. It's funny. The uncanny, can you help me get the groceries when when the Quantanium timer's gone off. This is going to be maybe a 13% or something. Nothing, like a 4%. Okay, nothing doing there. What about this one? Rhino's getting a salute. How you doing, Rhino? It's nice to see you, man. It's awesome. All right, this guy's being a little grumpy. Let's drop the laser, shoot him one time, pull the laser back out. That will then prime him to give us our scan. That is not going to be a good rock. That is also going to be a 3%er there. So let's go ahead and I'll pull the laser. We will go ahead and go back to scan mode. I will do a 45 degree ping and see if there's any opportunity markers out in front of us there. Hey, nice to see you. How you doing today? All right, so there's 3 opportunity markers there. What do we have here? First one is 5100. Old miner's trick. Never approach 5100s. They're never Quantanium. There's 2 5100s. Just, there's so... Look at that. 3 5100s in a row. And they're never Quantanium. 5100s are fool's gold. It's an old trick. I've only seen, out of the hundreds I've approached, one time where 3 rocks was Quantanium, and I truly believe that there was a 4th rock that was just hidden there. So I never approach 5100 RS signature values. They're never Quantanium. At least, they've never been Quantanium for me on a regular basis. I've learned to avoid them. They just kind of take your time. Hey, sir. Nice to see you, by the way. Speaking of harassment, my buddy Marcus has a group stream snipe him in a few times. All because they lost the fight. Oh, that's crazy. Hey, ESR. Nice to see you. How have you been? By the way, 29 likes, you guys. We're rocking today. This is awesome. And some new subs today. We're doing great. Wonderful coffee today. Got some... Hey, Troll. Nice to see you, dude. That's awesome. All right, we're just kind of doing some pings here. Looking for some opportunity markers. Even on a 180 ping, not a whole lot out there. Let's go ahead and see what we got there. That's a 17 hundo and a 17 hundo. We'll keep it moving. Thanks for the reminder. Nice. All right, boom. All right, there's some opportunity markers there. 5100 there. 50. Wow, all the world's a 5100 right now. That's weird. 17 hundo. We will not approach. That is awesome. 33 likes. So we're rocking it out. 17 more. We hit 50. And for any of you that enjoy mining content in Star Citizen, we have an awesome community here. Definitely like and sub. The channel's, growing. I mean, we mostly Quantanium mine on the channel here. It's kind of built a brand around it. But we also, you know, I mean, love to chat all things Star Citizen, and really just have a wonderful community here. You're going to dual stream to Twitch. I think you should, especially when 319 comes out. I have never done that before, Griff. Maybe I should think about it. And I, you know, I know my wife and I are talking about at some point, maybe in the next few years, you know, kind of really kind of putting in a little bit more time and energy and doing this on a you know, a little more full-time basis. Mining salvage for life, exactly. That is exactly right. Johan, a few of them, if they got their YT accounts banned already. Been trying to take off for 15 minutes, can't get out of the hangar, landing services and work. Oh, Ninja. Give them a kapow and open up the doors. You know? Damn, first time out mining today in under 5 minutes, I found two 47%ers and a 20%er. Nice! Sitting right next to each other. There you go, Zero. Nicely done. That's always a great feeling when you find really nice Quantanium. All right, here's our next victims, if you will. It's a doubler, 3400. 3400s have really been most 3400s have been Quantanium lately in the Air and Halo. Ninja Slap, I had that problem last night, says Clyde. Space Shorts, gotta say the scanning is so much better now. It is, man. I got nothing but good things. I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. It's in a much better situation. All right, that's a 6800. All right, let's go ahead and ping that out just because I'm curious. Yeah. And here are these two down here. Let's go ahead and give them a look. I'm positive these are going to be Quantanium. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be so positive. It doesn't look like they are. I think that said P-type. It does. All right, well, that's what I get for being positive, right? All right, and then there was this other group right over here, a 68 hundo. Let's go ahead and give them a collapse ping. And let's approach these and see if, see what these are. Fixed quant scanning and broke salvage scanning. Yeah, they did. I guess I have heard that that salvage scanning is broke. Any stream sniping is bad, needs heavy punishment. In my humble opinion, yeah, I can appreciate that. I don't necessarily, it's important to understand, I don't necessarily think that people should get special snowflake status either. But so it's a little bit of a mixed bag for me. But I definitely think if you're being harassed over and over again, for sure. All right, so here's a 90. Holy smokes, look at all these opportunity markers. 34 hundo right there. Is there anything bigger than that? 17, 17, 17, 17, 17. So that was this bottom guy here. That was the 34 hundo. All right, let's go ahead and approach him. Weird issue. I sold my cargo and retrieved my ship, but the alarm is going off. Yeah, that can happen. I would definitely make sure. Boy, it seems like there's a trick to that. Help them out. What is the trick when you? I think maybe you have to store it and potentially and recall it. I can't remember. The other thing that you can do is just kind of pull out the mining laser and then just do left alt J, and that will jettison. That will also make it so it's not an alarm anymore as well, Bite. So you can get, while you're in, you can just hit left, pull out the mining laser, left alt J, and that should do the jettison, and that should take care of the mining laser as well. All right, so these are looking like Q types, and that's a good thing. It depends on if you snipe, enter, comment, pull people, RSI account. Oh yeah, I think there's no question that there's like a time when you begin kind of like doxing people and following them on Discord and I always think that stuff's just kind of weird. Honestly, it's not. It's a video game at the end of the day. It's not having, that much intelligence advantages. It's a little creepy, to be honest with you. 4631. And I know it happens or whatever, and I don't really get too worked up about it, but, you know, it is, I don't know, it's weird to do. Neither one of these two rocks are worth mining, so that's okay. We'll keep on moving. All right, here's another 90 ping. Had a few opportunity markers the last time with that. 17 hundo. Haha, troll. Oh, troll's trolling, you guys. Careful. I didn't catch that at first. Troll's being troll. And that's okay. That's funny. All right, so we are out here. Wow, yeah, we're out here. Knocking her dead. Go ahead and get some more pings going. We're just looking for opportunity markers, and we're finding pretty good ones. 1700s. We're definitely finding plenty of Quantanium. We had 2 unicorns already happen today, which is great. One of them got 30K, so we're not sure if it's in the... It'll either be in the ship or it won't. I'm hoping that it is, but no promises. All right, so there's another 90 ping. 17 hundo. Okay. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Troll Underbridge. Hey, Ocean, nice to see you. Morning, all. Hands out extra coffee. We're going to need some for sure. That's awesome. Got into the PT with no issues about the test to see if they found my salvage bug. Nice. Certainly not everything has been solved in 318.2. There's definitely some snagger-dagger-doos happening. Somebody will laugh when I say that. But you know what? It's better than the last ones for sure. All right, you guys, cool. We'll just kind of keep rocking it here. Hey, Brandon, how you been, dude? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right, you guys. What do we got there? There's 17 hundo. 51 hundo. Once again, those are never Quantanium. But you know what? I'll approach this one just because. I've seen a lot of 51 hundos out here today. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize at first. I'm going a little too slow. I had to trim my velocity up a touch. I'm like, I'm not moving that fast. Just dawned on me. All right, we'll ping out a 90 here and see what we get. There's a rock right down there. I can see it. I don't think that's Quantanium. It's not. Alright, and here are these rocks over here. Let's take a look at them. Getting ready to do some rock breaking. Nicely done, man. That's awesome. We had 2 unicorns, 2 32 SEU runs so far here this morning. One of them 30K'd out, but we don't care. Alright, yeah, that's not Quantanium. 3 rocks is never Quantanium. It's always fool's gold. But, I thought because I'd seen so many 3s this time around, I thought I would just come test my theory. And I know better, but it's, have a little fun with it nonetheless. There's a 45 ping. See if we got any opportunity markers. Nope. We'll roll back to a 90. Do we have any? Yep, there's a couple there. There's the first one's a 17 hundo. And the second one is a 17 hundo. So we'll just kind of keep on rolling. And V, when you get a min later, can you send me an invite to the Discord if it's okay? Of course, Aocean. Yes, I absolutely can do that. I will take care of it right after the stream. Make sure you do hit me up in Discord though, and remind me, just so in case I draw a blank. I know Jode wants to kind of head south here in the state and go grab our Jeep afterwards. So in case I have to run out of here and forget. All right, 17 hundo. 90 ping there. Next opportunity marker, 34 hundo. We'll go ahead and do a collapse 2-degree ping on that. Okay, they're right there. Now I'm going to do push and hold on them. That's going to give me a rock icon to approach. And then you can roll back to a 90 ping, and that turns it back into an opportunity marker. But it just allows you to kind of continue to follow them. You know, and at any point you can just ping them back, and you'll get the rock icon back. No rush, just go ahead and... Oh, cool. Go ahead and head the bar. Says, nice. That's awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and access tonight. Actually, on the road watching while it... Oh, that's awesome. That is not looking like Quant, you guys. And that's because it's an E-type. That's definitely not. Alright, so 45 degree, boom. 45, and then let's do a 90. Send out another one. Keep your eyes on the road, yes, definitely. 17 hundo there. 17 hundo there. You'll acquire a multi-pass. Multi-pass. As long as she delivers it, right? Holy smokes. Is it Mia Jovanis? I can't remember her name. All right, 45 degrees. Trolls laughing. Yeah, there's a 90 scan. Multi-pass. All right, 17 hundo. 17 hundo. 17 hundo. Lilu Dallas Multipass. Exactly. That's a great movie. It really is. Alright, you guys. We're continuing on our epic quest for yet more Quantanium. And we are out here pinging in the air in Halo, looking around, seeing if we can get lucky. There is a single rock right there. I'll at least go take a look at it. Singles can sometimes, of course, be Quantanium. It's right there. Let's just go ahead and take a peek. Definitely not Quantanium. That's okay. Top tier list of actors. Oh yeah, there's a great group of actors in that. It's a good movie. Plus, it hits, you know, futuristic, hits all the, hits all the buttons, checks all the boxes. All right, 17 hundo. Oh, was that a 51? Is that what that was? Yeah, 51. 17. Oh, 10,200 right there. Let's go ahead and get a secondary ping going there. Ooh, nice tight cluster. That's likely to be Quantanium. Not guaranteed, but notice how tight that is there. Whenever it's a tight grouping like that, that's very much an indicator that it's generally Quantanium. So let's go ahead and get a 90 ping going here to keep the opportunity marker in front of us. And then we'll do another ping to kind of get it to draw out perfect, and then we'll just kind of hold scan here as we approach. And I have a good feeling this could potentially be some Quantanium. We'll take a look. ESR Tech says, when in Halo looking for salvage, I found a huge Quant deposit. When I go to the Prospector, I find nothing but salvage. Yeah, no, it's always a good idea. ESR, if you know you're going to be out there for the day, it's never a bad idea to start the day out. aOcean, thank you so much. It's never a bad thing to start out the day with, grabbing a delivery box. So if you happen to find something like that, I don't think this is. Now that I'm looking at it closer, these are P-types. Ah, shoot. aOcean, thank you so much. I'd really appreciate that. That's awesome. And that will go right in the coffee fund. I promise you that. I love myself some good coffee, and And you guys keep me definitely happy on that front for sure. I can never thank you guys enough for that. That's awesome. All right. 17 hundo. By the way, 35 likes too, you guys. Is awesome. Oh, hey, there's a single rock. Just happen to be flying by it. Let's just go ahead and take a look real quick. It's right there. It's an E-type. It didn't look like Quantanium, but I thought, let's just go ahead and give her a... It's a single, we could see it. All right. Ocean Space Legend. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Grip. 17 hundo there, 17 hundo there. So we're going to keep on keeping on here. Got the 90 scan going. This is fantastic. All right. And there's a 3400. Let's go ahead and do a collapse ping scan on that. All right, there's the 2. I'm going to go ahead and push and hold on a long scan and get the, the rock icon created. Yep. Then I'm going to pull back to a 90, turn it back into an opportunity marker just so I can approach it. And then another collapse ping scan. It just kind of keeps it out in front of you. We'll go ahead and approach these and see what we got. We are doing really well today, especially if we happen to get back and we got 30k protection on another one. The unicorn that we lost. These are definitely going to be Q types. So let's go ahead and get ourselves just right with these. We're not having hard luck locating Quantanium. Now, not everything that you find is worth. This is not going to be a good rock. This is probably going to be a 2%er. 4%er, so that's what that is. What about this guy? All right, it's not giving me scan results. I'm going to drop the laser, hit it one time with the guns, and that's going to prime it for scan, and off we go. Not going to be a good rock here as well. So we had a 4 to 2%er, couple of subpar opportunities there. We're going to keep on moving. Send out a 45 ping, kind of rinse and repeat. You can also, in scan mode, scan them past 5 cam on a narrow scope, not angle each pulse, but we'll have to scan the type from... Yeah, you can definitely... I do occasionally, just under 5k, I'm able to get them to tell me, to give me the type. But not all the time. Don't sweat the petty things, just pet the sweaty things. I like that, Troll. That's awesome. Don't sweat the petty things, pet the sweaty things. I like it. All right, there's a 90 scan. We'll roll back. Oh, there's opportunity markers on the 90, though, so we'll go ahead and get those. 17 hundo. What do we got here? 17 hundo. What do we got here? 17 hundo. So we'll just keep on moving. What is the minimum that you're looking for in a Q rock? Around 20% usually that's my minimum. You never want to anger the mining gods and not necessarily take something that's, but you tend to find that it breaks cleaner if it's up around 23-24%. Ideally it's 20, north of 25%. That's when at least it normally breaks in greater concentrations, but certainly anything north than 20%, generally speaking. Hey KSS, hey V, how you finding the belt for quant mining? Really, really good. I'm finding ARC L1 to Hurston being barren for quant. I am, I am definitely finding that the Halo is treating me quite well. And I'm around HURL2 in the Halo. Just like the Mole Operator Center turret, you can only have the that cherry once per operation. Don't cross the stream. Don't cross the streams for sure. That is funny. All right, let's go ahead and get a 180 ping going here. Lots of opportunity markers around. We're headed towards, there's a 10,200 right there. Now, I doubt this is Quantanium based on the spread, but we'll see. From a distance, you can scan with the laser out to identify the Q. You know what? It's hard to. You have to be within 5,000. And it doesn't always work. So George, I've actually been more of just approaching them and pulling out the mining laser. These are M types myself. But you can, under 5,000, sometimes get lucky and get them to tell you the type. But it's not perfect. It's not a perfect science by any stretch of the imagination. There's the next 3,400. Let's go ahead and do a collapse scan on that. All right, and then I'll push and hold on these guys, and we'll create the rock icon. And then we'll pull back to a 90 and ping out and just turn it into an opportunity marker, but then we can kind of chase it down. I find that region is really good for quant space shorts. I like mining it. Yeah, around HORL too. I do really well around this area. From distance. So underneath 5, right? Now here, as we approach, right? Let me get on the rock itself. Underneath 5, there are times when you can actually get the type. But it's not always, right? And that's a real part of the problem. Which is one of the reasons why I just kind of do a quick approach. And, we'll pull out the mining laser and just kind of approach these. And when they get into a certain distance, we'll just kind of know. Here's some Q types right here. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at them. I avoid pulling out the laser because I come into... well, and that's... But you're not the only one. It happens, man. I mean, we've all kind of either hit C and autopiloted into a rock, or, that's par for the course for mining. It's just the way it goes. We all definitely have smashed into our fair share of rocks. All right, what do we have here? This is not going to be a good rock. It is maximum mass, but this is only going to be an 8%er there. And what do we have here? Next opportunity, Red Cat. Yeah, this is also going to be a 2%er, so great time to get a sip of coffee, but that is not what we're looking for. We will do a 45 ping and see if there's anything directly in front of us. There is. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. That's a 17 hundo, so now we'll open up to a 90 scan. I overcharged a rock once and it took out my canisters. Yeah, I've had that happen before too. It is funny. There's a 180 ping, and you can see that's going to give us a lot of opportunity markers down this way. Let's go ahead and take a look. 17, 17, 17, 17. What about this guy over here? 17, and this guy over here at 12.5 away. 17. Keep on moving. Mike L2 area is also good for salvage. Just got to warm up first. Yeah. Irish coffee. Yes. No, nothing wrong with that, troll. Nothing wrong with Irish coffee. All right. 17 hundo and a 17 hundo. We are off to the races. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. What do we have? 17. And then this, I have a rock right here on visual. You can see it right there. It is definitely not Quantanium, though. Just giving it a visual. Nope. All right. Let's kind of scroll back to a 90 ping. They still haven't fixed transition to 0. No. 17. 17. Lots of single rocks out here. No problem. We'll keep it moving. 45. There's a 90 ping right there. That's just going to be another 17 hundo. And it would be awesome if you could just click on these at this distance and get the type out of it. That would really be fantastic. But it's just not happening right now. All right, there's a 45. There's a 90. Let's go ahead and do a 180 ping. A couple more opportunity markers pop up. Hey, there's a 13.6 right there. Boom. Let's go ahead and pop on that guy. Let's go take a look. All right. We'll have to take a look and see here. Just so much luck with the start of the stream, but RNG says, yeah, well, that happened. I had to jump onto a different server. So we definitely had, yeah, a couple unis right off the bat. But you know what? This is kind of how things happen. You know, kind of things catch up with you. But hey, you know what? We're gonna kind of keep it honest here and keep our foot on the gas, and you know, we're crossing our fingers that the 30K protection worked on the other Prospector, but we won't know until we get a load here and head back. A lot of rocks down here. Let's take a look. What we're coming up on. These are not Quantanium. But they're also not scanning, which is interesting. We'll give them a sec, just because I'm curious. Yeah, they'll start scanning. I'm not worried about it. We'll keep moving. All right. 90 ping. All right. 45 ping. 180 ping. Oh, I wonder if we got another... No, okay, I was about to say, I wonder if we got another 30K going. We're not seeing any. There's a 3,400 right there. Let's go ahead and we'll approach these. Collapse that guy down. There they are. Let's go ahead and I'm going to push and hold now in the scan and get the rock icon going. There it is. And now I'm going to pull back to a 90 and just ping out. 4 Irish coffee. Nice. Nicely done. I like that troll. That's awesome. Anyways, I am really looking forward to 3.19. Of course, I can't get into Evocati. First wave will be awesome. I'm going to definitely dig into the new mechanics. G-Man, welcome to the channel. You have probably said this 1,000 times already, but which belt do you do your rocks? The Aaron Halo is where I like to go. And no, ask any questions you want, G-Man. That's what the channel here is for. Good luck, V. Time for me to go take care. Yeah, no problem, brother. Thank you for stopping in, Brandon. Always good to see you. Hope it's nice and warm down there in Texas. Aaron Halo, nice and private. Yep, here's a couple more Q-types, you guys. Let's go ahead and approach. And see what we got. Fifth ring, yeah. All right, big sip of coffee here. Not a great rock. 3.5%er. What about this guy here? And let's see here. This could be okay. Yeah, this is a 49 at 25. So this is going to be upper 20s. You know, it's not going to be a uni by any stretch of the imagination. But upper 20s here for sure. Let's go ahead and get this guy turned around. We'll definitely mine this guy. Skitch says, is it just me or do most quant node need modules in order? Nah. Well, not in the Aaron Halo they don't. Aaron Halo, the maximum weight skitch that you're ever gonna find is maximum mass you ever find in Aaron Halo is 5122. So Aaron Halo is very friendly in that capacity. The other thing is when you break rocks, they don't fall down into the geometry where you can't recover them. So you don't have to worry about like big pieces of massive rock that's junk on top of others in the Aaron Halo. So that's some of the upside of the Aaron Halo. Plus, it's, you know, there's some anonymity. Of course, Lyria is really, really, really good for, you know, for group mining. And, you know, the meta, more than one rock's always Quantanium. You'll find much bigger rocks there, much more opportunity as far as to find something like a, you know, an 80 SEU rock. You're never going to find that in the Aaron Halo. You know, but, you know, those are some of the kind of give and takes. Thank you much for explaining the mining method for new players. Clive, I thank you. You know what? I appreciate you reminding me to kind of teach people as I go, and I love doing that. You know that. Halo, nice and quiet, almost like going fishing. It is. It is kind of like, it can be nice and quiet. So, but Skitch, you're not wrong in the sense that the mining lasers they seem a slightly like they change the tuning of them a little bit. You know, you're not wrong in that capacity. So this will be, like I said, this won't be a bad rock. This will be north, if it breaks clean enough, north of 25 SCU. And so, you know, hey, not every time that you mine can you get a unicorn. That's, hey, 40 likes, you guys, by the way. Thank you so much for the 40 likes. It's awesome. You know, we've only been doing this a couple of hours, and we're doing really well today. Except when Star is on your Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Medicine. And Star did stop in earlier, graciously enough, and was nice to say hi to everybody. And of course, it looked like Star had a pretty good day yesterday too. Made quite a bit of money. All right, that fell out. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did. Zero, cool. How are your keybinds set up, or are you using default? Well, I don't quite use the default as far as the scanning goes. I do have my ping set up on my side mouse button, and I do have my scan mode set to mouse wheel up and down as far as opening and closing the scan angle. So that's a little bit unique, but other than that, I use the default. I'm just mouse wheeling up and down as I'm mining. Oh boy, it jumped out right at the end there. That's kind of crazy. Looks like it will have gotten itself... What? It was just slightly overcooked. I mean... Would you mind explaining one more time how to get to the air in Halo? So, yeah, G-Man, what it is, you know, like, here, let me give you a for instance, right? If you are taking off from, say, ARC L1, right, and then you're going from ARC L1 to HURL5, you would drop out, you know, there's a certain distance, and there's a great resource for that, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, when I'm going from ARC L4 to HURL2, I'm dropping out at 6.6. But there's a super good resource for that. Hey, Duke, nice to see you. It's been a while. So you can go to Cornerstone, or Seastone, if you Google Seastone Star Citizen. They have a really good, you know, map that will tell you kind of if you're leaving from one spot and heading to another spot, where to drop out of, you know, where to drop out for sure. Duke says, hey, be messing around in Halo last night and notice you can't get the distance anymore. Yeah, I don't know that it's intended, but the good news is, Duke, is every single rock is scannable. So there's ups and downs to it, right? There's upside and downsides to it. So, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. You cannot, I'm having a hard time getting it for sure. All right, so this did not break up super clean. We're definitely going to have to spend some time here. How's it going, Obi-Wan? Hey, Obi-Wan is definitely my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. I love Obi. It's going well, though. All right, so there's nothing there, and I don't think there's just 2% in there. Here's 60, 25, 11. Really? Oh, there's got to be one more here. 2, 25, 11. Right? Oh, yeah. Okay, I was going to say there's got to be another rock here. The maths isn't working. There we go. There's the rest of it. That makes sense. Okay, that's better. And this is a big rock, 62% here. So let's go ahead and we'll break this guy, this 11%er first. I know. I love that you can scan them all. Yep. Any idea if 319 they're going to have differences between MH? Everything's going to change, Clive, and I don't have any. I can't tell you what that means, But they've said every single mining head's getting retuned. Every single mining module's getting retuned. I don't know what that means or whether or not to believe in it or whatever, you know, but I can tell you that I think that there are going to be significant changes, you know, to the mining game, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I will be working very hard to kind of present those changes to you and to learn the new metas. And that's, you know, as soon as it's opened up to Wave 1, I'll be on it. I'm not an aUEC. It's not something that I'm welcome to test, or I would be doing that this morning for sure. I'm really looking forward to the changes though in 319. I really am. All right, that's cracked that first one for us. Let's move on to this one. Got about 40 seconds or so. I'd like to try and get it up into the green before it's 30. Okay, we did it. Well, almost. We should be able to break this rock as well with the exact same branch charge, which is kind of one of my little mini goals with myself, is to use one charge for 2 breaks. We were talking about efficiency earlier, and that's kind of one of the things I like to do. It looks like I'm going to lose it at the tail end here. 3, 2, 1. We're going to have to ride it out a little bit. All right. Easy break. That's the 2%er there. There's the 60%er there. We'll do this guy next. Changes worry me in FC. That's a fair point. I mean, and I can understand that. I really can. I think that there's not, you know, I will tell you I have my trepidations, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do anyways. So, you know, there's really not a ton we can do about it. But definitely just try. I remember when I first thought they broke scanning a couple of patches ago, and all of us were so sad. But then when we actually really got into it, we realized that they had actually improved it significantly. So I'm hoping that it's one of those kind of things. Like at first, it's, you know, like, you know, we're not sure, or it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense based on the way that it did before. But all of a sudden, it's like, oh, this makes a lot more sense. But the fact that every single rock is scannable in the Halo now just makes me happy. aUEC is paved via being a submitter of bugs and helping them with the test areas. Yeah, invitation should be extended after a set point, or unless they need more focus testing. I definitely, you know, I'm not the best about always submitting stuff, but but when it comes to mining, I'm really diligent about it. You know, I love mining here, you know, in Star Citizen. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Hey, Fig, how you been, man? It's good in the Halo. I had 2 unicorn runs already today. 232 pure SEUs. The second one, though, was broke by a 30K. But we're out here now. Hopefully we're looking to maybe get ourselves another 25 SEU or so here. No complaints at all. How you been, Fig? Nice to see you. But Halo, every single rock is scannable, and so far so good. We've had, like I said, 2 unicorn runs in a row, even though one did get kind of 30K'd. I don't know if the 30K protection is going to kick in or not. We'll find out when we get back. All right, that's a broken rock. That's that 2%er. This had nothing in it. I don't know if I'm going to break that 2% down. I don't know if it's worth it. Well, why not? It won't hurt anything. Maybe I can... I'm going to push. Try and get this up within 30, 37, 35, 34, 33, 32. There we go. So it looks like I should be able to, in the same branch charge, be able to get this guy broke as well. We got 20 seconds left of that branch charge. We're in good shape. like where we're at. This last rock was kind of probably an unnecessary break, but yeah, why not? No reason not to. Coffee is delicious, by the way. Absolutely delicious today. Alright, so now, because this guy broke so yucky, we really got to do our due diligence here and just kind of get all these guys scan. Oh, that's a nice hundo to start out with. We want to do get scan results for all these rocks so we can prioritize the hundos. This is gonna be like just somewhere between around a 25 SCU haul. It's not a unicorn, but it's gonna be a solid mid-20s. Which, hey, you can't turn that, you never want to turn that down. 44 likes, you guys. We're almost there. 50 likes is always my go-to goal whenever I stream. And I know that I don't advertise what I'm going to stream. I mean, you guys know most Saturday mornings I try to be here. And I truly wish I had more time in life. I would probably stream 4 or 5 days a week if I could. Yeah, True Space, I always pre-scan my broken rocks. Yes, you got to prioritize collection, especially when they're like this. And especially right now, I do not have an FLTR-XL. I normally would have 2 brands on an FLTR-XL or 2 aUEC C3s and a Rieger C3. That's my other, kind of my not, a meta that doesn't require that you kind of micromanage the charges or whatever. But really, if you catch me, most of the time you're going to catch me with two brands and an FLTR-XL. And so so it's, you have to have the mining laser on tow, and then you have to hit and hold down G. So you hold G down, push and hold it down, but the mining laser has to be on first in order for it to happen. So there's some hundos right there. I've seen 300%ers. I'm chilling with Jack Daniels and Steak, watching your stream. We're going to have a couple of big steaks tonight too, Clive. I'm really looking forward to them. We don't always, I know my wife is like, I feel like some steak tonight. So we bought some nice juicy ones. And yeah, man, I'm going to cook those up on the grill and probably do a little baked potato bar. That's going to be good. So we're getting all of our pre-scan results in. Some of these rocks have very little in there. Like I said, we had 3 of them so far that were 100%ers. And those are the ones that we want to prioritize scooping first. A couple more here to scan, and that's going to be it. So there's not, like I said, there's a kind of a mid-20s. That's another hundo. That's awesome. And what about this guy? All right. So let's start with the hundos first, right? Here's our first one. If it's 100%er, we're prioritizing it first, of course. Now, the mining laser, I will tell you, is acting a little... Are the extraction lasers acting a little wonky? Where it will continue to kind of, go after... there's a 42%er. Some hundos down. Oh, I missed one. That was silly of me. I didn't realize I did that. It will continue to go. Normally, there's a little bit of a lag, so you got to be careful with the mining laser right now. There's a 67. There's a hundo right there. Steak and Jeep. Yes. Yep. Jeeping, steak. It is a good... Northern Michigan can be good, in the summertime for sure. All right, there's our next hundo. This is going to cross 10 SCU now. You see how that kind of, it picked up that, there was a rock right behind it. I didn't even know was there. And it grabbed out of that. So, all right. So here we go. Oh. So that's an 18%er. That's a 4%er. That's a 1%er. That's a 6%er. See how that's a 67. And there's a 68, it looked like. Oh, an 88. So that 88 is probably our next grab. All right, let's grab this 88. Right, I have the PC on, so what I miss? Not a lot. We're just looking around for some rocks. All right, so yeah, no, we're going Jeep. We're gonna go have the Jeep. We're gonna do a little bit of staking. Did I not scan this great big thing right here? What the heck? Weird. How am I missing these? Yeah, it didn't matter anyways. 4%er. Yikes, man. This is yucky. Here's my next guy, a 67%er. This is getting us up over 20 SCU, 21 SCU there. All right, and then so the rest of this is just kind of, there's a 42. That's probably my next grab. Those are both Garbola. So this 42 is probably my next. That's north of 22 SCU. Oh, and almost 23 SCU there. So, all right, what else do we got? Not a whole lot of good stuff left. 18%, nothing. 4%, yeah, there's just a lot of this broke up and really cruddy. And that's okay. I mean, we'll do, nothing wrong with, I mean, we may pull out 24 SCU here, we may not. Probably not 23 and some change, but you know what? That's not a bad haul. It really isn't. We'll take it. Gonna mole mine later. Yeah, hope I have a bit of success. Yeah, I hope you do too. All right, we'll take it. That was, a slightly short of 24 SCU. We'll back away here. Let's go ahead and spool up the drive, and in we go. Remember, we do have the chance of that second unicorn having, 30k protection. We won't know till we get there, so off we go. We will definitely hear first alarm before we get into the hangar. There was just too much looking around and having to look at things while we mined, but once again, 23 SEU and some change is still a very, very good run. You're looking at, well over, around 190,000 aUEC worth. So nothing to cry home about. Anything north of 20 SCU is great. Is the elevator at ARC-L4 refinery working now? No, it's not metaphysical. Not at all. Silly thing. I realize I don't... Hey, I will be right back. Give me 30 seconds. I'm going to put my headphone down for just a second. I will be right back. Cool. Touch more. All right, I'm back. Looking forward to checking out my new paint jobs on the Mole and Prospector. Did you get the Aphorite ones there, Clive? That's cool. All right, we got about 2.5 or so to continue on this merry way here. Did a trade run last night in the hallway for the first time in 3.18.2. Found myself under attack at that Shubin mining place on Daymar. I assume from an NPC. Interesting. Did you get away, Ramoy? Ah, found you another rock while I was having dinner. I did. I found another rock. It wasn't a bad rock at all. It was it was a 23 and some change SCU rock. All right, we're about to come out of first quantum. We'll prioritize second quantum. landed there and ran for a buying terminal under constant fire. Bought a full load of tungsten and booked it out of there, still under fire. Wow! Kind of a... Damn. Kind of a hot LZ, Remoyne. Holy smokes, that's crazy. Alright, we turned this guy off. We're... Crank this guy up to about here. Getting ready to spool for second quantum. And off we go. Made it to Orison and sold my cargo for a small but tidy profit. You know, I really wish that they would get, get everything kind of squared away with cargo hauling in that capacity. I love the idea of cargo hauling. But, you know, obviously with the smaller ships, it's hard to make a healthy living. But it always feels good when you do land and sell. And it was interesting watching the feature teams talk about, you know, how they're really looking forward to giving you the cargo missions, because when you have to load all that stuff yourself and unload it all yourself. All right, so I'm going to drop the gear, lower the VTOLs. And we're coming in. I knew we were going to hear a first alarm well ahead of the, you know, that's no shocker, but we still have plenty of time. You know, plenty of time here for sure. Would you call the mole with 83 SU? I would call that a very good run. That's an excellent run with the mole for sure. All right, I'm going to call for landing.
Thank you, and please visit again.
All right, that's the standard place where you normally get, that's your standard, you know, hangar that you normally get. I need a first alarm ringtone. Yeah. Definitely first alarm. That doesn't surprise me that we've already had first alarm. You know, it took a little while to get all that. That really broke up kind of crumbly. In we go. And I have found with these smaller, like, top downs that you come in, to bring it in on an angle, for some reason, I never seem to clip the sides as much. All right, and start turning this guy this way a little bit. And down we go. Nice little soft kiss down landing, which is great. That's what you're looking for. We are going to go ahead and do our post. Good. Go ahead and kill the engines back out. Let's get out of here. Let's head down to the refinery. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that our other Prospector's load was 30K protected, but we just don't know until we get down there and take a look. Zero, that's a great run. My personal records. Yeah, I think I myself have done something around maybe 73 or 74 SCU solo is probably the best I've ever done. In a mole. Now I have had 3 times full 96 SCU, you know, full unicorn, you know, mole runs. You know, but that's, I mean, those are rare. Those are really rare. All right, so we're going to store this guy. And I'm going to do something a little weird. I'm actually going to pull this guy. And then I'm just going to store this guy one time. Because
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Just hoping but beyond hope
Welcome
that
to the ASOC
it has the stuff in it. I'm just going to go ahead and store it. All right, so we've got both of those are stored. Let's go down and take a look. Hey, Mass, how are you, man? Nice to see you. Maybe a full 96 SCU of Quantanium would be something other than a unicorn, maybe more. Yeah.
Let me know if there's anything I can help.
Something more. What's more rare? A unicorn. Yeah, something like that. Google says dragons are rarer than unicorns. Okay, it was a dragon. It was a red dragon. An orange dragon. There you go. That's awesome. Maybe, yeah, 96 SU Quant Mole could be an orange dragon. I like it. I'll remember that too. I'll be like, oh, an orange dragon. Nice.
Thank you.
Guys, 47 likes. We're almost there. 50 likes. It's awesome. And have had just a great day. With, you know, and it depended on if 30K saves the second uni, we'll really have. The verse is doing pretty good, Mass. It's, you know, it's hanging in there anyways. All right, let's begin. What do we got here? We got 2 prospectors. Prospector 1, set up work order. So this would be the first, this would be the one I just did. So we'll get a Dynex going on that guy and confirm. And then we have this other one. So, and it doesn't, oh, it doesn't look like it had it. So 30K protection did not work out. It doesn't look like. I will. It looks like I lost that second unicorn on a 30K. Just kind of double checking to see if it's recognized in any way, shape, or form. But it doesn't look like it was. And so it does look like I lost that second unicorn run to a 30K, which is just too bad. I mean, the 30K protection has just not been working good. Yeah, it's just not in there. And I kind of... That's, yeah, it's kind of one of the reasons I just kind of moved on and went and did the next mining run. So, well, I'm going to head... You know what? Now, I did pull the ship and I restored it, Serp, one time. I did. I pulled it out and then stored it. You know, but I can pull it out and just, you know, but I did. I pulled it out one time and then stored it again. That's weird. Okay, what the heck? Okay. All right. That just there's one of them that's in there that's kind of hoppy. I don't know if you see that guy down there. Oh, it was strange. That's weird. All right, Chris, don't look. I try and put him at least by the trash now. So yeah, we did lose one unicorn on that 30K. It's interesting. I will I'm gonna pull that prospector out though, and we'll go look. Seeing as both the prospectors and the Hull are similar type of ships from MISC, can both ships be made a little more tanky to survive pirates in order to be able to get away and survive? Probably not. I mean, I don't know of a way to do it, Ramoyne, at all. I'm still hungry? I didn't realize that. Let me go eat another candy bar. $30K caused by being a litter bug. Yeah, I did it to myself, Nate. You're not wrong. If only I wouldn't have dropped that one last, you know, PES was just like, you know, we eclipsed the memory issue by. All right, that's so funny. Yeah, it's like it's exactly right, Dots. It's funny. That's funny. Alright, so I've got to hit the menus because, as you guys know, Arc L4, these elevators just don't work. So, we'll hit the menus real quick. Wake up upstairs. And I will pull out the Prospector. I'm thinking better shields, maybe better power, better cooling, faster quantum drive. I mean, you definitely can upgrade all your components, and they will help a little bit. I'm going to exit the menu, and then we're going to dive right back into the game here, so give it a sec. The only way to get upstairs in this silly station is to do this. It's either that or kill yourself, and I'm not a kill myself kind of dude. All right. I'm thinking better shields, better power, better cooling, faster quantum drive, all of the above. 115-hour work order times. Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, you know, there are other types that I could pick that would take less time. I'm in no hurry. You know.
Contact me for details.
All right, in we come.
All combat pilots to immediately assist the Navy against Xeno threat. Friendly forces are currently engaged and need support. Contact me for details.
Little Xeno threat for the team. But not this guy. Doing some too busy mining, man. That's so funny. All right, here we go. Now I am going to pull out the Prospector that we lost the load on, and just kind of at least pull it and take a look. Getting in and out of fire was exciting, but it wasn't fun. Ain't something I want to repeat too often. Yeah, it can be a little fun, a little stressful as well. All right. So which Prospector is it? It's the one with the Aphorite paint job, so it's this one. Okay, and I see a Lancet, MH1, and 3 Brants. So Prospector 2, we'll pull it out. Earlier, Fig, I had a 30K. When I first logged on, I got a full 32 SCU and brought that back to the hopper. The second run I went out, I got a 32 SCU when I was on my way back to the refinery, and I got a 30K. After I got back on the server, I just pulled out my other Prospector and went out, and I was really hoping that 30K protection was going to kick in. But 30K protection's been flaky lately. It's not really been there. As much as the persistent entity streaming is persistent, I have not had good success lately with 30K protection. Does the Prospector still explode when landing too hard? When you have Quant on board, it sure can. And yeah, I mean, any ship can kind of get that way too, Toe, if you hit too hard. I'd like to go with stealth. I wish the stealth components worked. That would, I don't think stealth components right now, the only thing they are is they work not nearly as good as the other components, and you're still not stealthy. Bitewell says, do I stream my cargo runs? Not very often, Bite. Once in a blue moon, I do. But as you can imagine, that's where the rubber meets the road. So I'm not saying I never do, but a lot of times I record them, and I will kind of show people like what it's like just by recording them. But I don't, live stream them that much. I do from time to time. I can't wait for the Vulture, the Zenith, and the You can set your power triangle to shields while breaking rocks to prevent the ship damage when the rocks break. Yeah, you definitely can do that. Rebel's exactly right, you guys. You can certainly, set your pips to shields, and that will help some. All right, so we're headed out again here. We're just making money now. I mean, this is, kind of live. We're, HURL2. We had pretty good success there today. Up we go. Spool up the quantum drive. And we're going to fall out at about 6.6 and get to work here. 49 likes, you guys. We're almost there. I went full sheep there. 49 likes. I didn't need to. I don't think wreck transport ships are salvageable, but certainly I expect every other ship that's destroyed or soft F to be so. Yeah, they were actually talking about in the Star Citizen Live yesterday how they really want it to be when you find salvage ships, especially NPC ones, that they will have stuff in their... Not only will you hull strip them and get the components, but they'll also have things in their cargo holds. So, you know, I mean, you know, that's a... I really like that idea. I mean, that's full salvage right there. 50 likes. Thank you so much. That's a big clap from me to you. Today has just been fantastic. It's a beautiful day out. We've done lots of Quantanium. The conversation's been fantastic. I'm really enjoying myself, so thank you so much. Ramon, I just want to munch those Idrises. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this whole thing with the tractor beam and pulling ships, pulling components off ships. And I love the idea of taking and like having a salvage yard in the middle of deep space. 50, I know, Rebel, isn't that cool? You know, sending out your SRVs, having your SRVs grab on and just pull, you know, quantum, you know, pull salvage stuff through quantum to a specific place. You'll have some kind of a deep space salvage yard and just haul the stuff in. You know, you send out your SRVs, pick the stuff, and then have just a regular operation where you have SRVs going out, latching on to, say, you know, derelicts outside of, say, you know, outside of Port Olisar or something, and hauling them to some deep space outpost where you've just got, you know, constantly got ships just kind of munching and hauling and, you know, just... You know, and it can be a deep space operation because the SRV can pull things through quantum. So, man, that's going to be so much fun, man. To me, that's going to be just a blast. Obviously, they've got to get some things working with salvage, but I'm sure that they will. So we're going to drop out at 6.6 here. 6K. Good stuff. All right. And you know how we do it here. We're just going to kind of flip over. We got the Glen station set up. Turn off that. Trim up our velocity. Go ahead and get right into it. 45 ping. Let's take a look and see if we have any opportunity markers. Nothing. Okay, 90 ping. And nothing yet. And then a 180 ping. And there's our first opportunity markers. Let's start taking a look at our signature values. That's a 3400 right off the bat. Let's go ahead and send a collapse ping in on that. 2 rocks there. I'm going to push and hold on my scan now. It's going to create the rock icon. And then I'm going to roll back to a 90, and I'm going to send out another ping. And that's just going to keep the opportunity marker out in front of me so I can approach. Because really, there's no substitution now for approaching. As much as we'd like to be able to scan from a distance, we really can't. That being said, you know, we'll go in and get a visual on these guys and see what they are. They look like they got a little bit of orange to them, and they are Q types. And so let's see what we have here. You know, see if we get a little bit of miner's luck here and maybe find something right off the bat after just kind of coming out. All right, these are not... I'm going to go ahead and drop the laser, shoot at one time. That's going to prime it for the scan results. And this is not going to be a great rock, but definitely doable, right? That's going to be another mid-20s rock right there. So we're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, we just came out of quantum. And right there is already this is a 5125. So this is, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a rock worth mining. So let's go ahead. We'll get the laser on it. I'm holding down G. That's loosening up the laser head. And we're getting right to work here. So this is great. I mean, whenever you hit the halo and find stuff right off the bat to mine, it's just a win. You know, this is, you know, good timing. Any ideas if Area 18 landing services are working properly today as they were not last night? You know, Clive, some of that stuff is kind of latency based. I know, like, for instance, the Lorville trams were not working yesterday as well, but they kind of did start, like, every 4 or 5 minutes they would work. So I haven't, no one has said specifically in the channel today that they are or they're not. Do you refine everything you bring back or just the quant? So I just do the quant, or if I do have borase, if there's borase, you know, lots of times Quantanium is mixed with borase, I will also do that. But as far as like quartz or beryl or anything else, it just makes the refine time slower, so I don't, and it's only a few more aUEC. So I definitely don't, because it slows down the refining. I suppose the only good upgrades are the military right now. They are really, though. I mean, that's the thing. The stealth ones are just like half the power, half the durability, and they don't give you any stealth. So there's no point in going with those right now. At least that's how it's been. I haven't tested it in 3.18.2. Use left alt N to open doors. Left alt N is also, I thought, to call for landing too. At least that is how it's set up for me. All right, you guys. Well, I can't believe, you know, we just came out of Quantum, found some rocks, and boom. This is how you like it to happen. It doesn't always happen this way, but this is how you like it to happen. All right. And this guy is very volatile. Oh, see, look at that. Yeah, I knew, like, it definitely, there was a bit of a lag spike there. Now it's trying to fall out. But look at it. I mean, I'm down at 27%, and it's trying to overpower. 18%. Now, you know, 25%, you know, yeah, I mean, it's definitely, optimal is definitely a little bit different than it used to be. All right, well, that should be good. Let's go ahead and see how this guy breaks. All right, little pop, nothing crazy. Let's see how clean she broke. Right off the bat, that's 100% inert. That's a good sign. That's what you're looking for. You want to break off. I don't, Clive. I would love to use head tracking. I definitely, you know, have not. I've never bought a Toby. I don't have. You know, I know that there's a couple of options there. Head tracking, I think, would be great. There's 18 SCU of the. That's a pure 18 SCU of the good stuff right there. That's pretty amazing. This guy broke really clean, I think. That's going to be nothing in that one. I found there's some latency when asking you permission to take off or land. Yes, there's definitely some latency. And this is going to have nothing. So this is going to be a very high concentration. I doubt it's 100%, but it's going to be a very high concentration. So 50% there. Okay. So nothing. 2 rocks to break, really. Right? There's 147%er, half that mass, and then this guy. So, and that right there is 18 SCU, and then there's going to be 357 SCU in there. So, you know, that's where this is at. That's all that was in this rock. Here's heavy bass music, the Shredder and Shipwrecker. I'm sorry, man. That's Strip Club. That's not a bad. That's actually that's cheeky. I like it. I found there was some latency when asking permission to take off. Oh, hold on. I was about to cook that guy. I did. I started hearing it rumbling when I looked over to the chat, and I decided to kill the laser for a second. I was like, oh boy, this guy's already cooking hot. All right. How are we holding at 7? It's still climbing. How are we holding at 5? It looks like 5 is around where it needs to be. Yeah, strip club. Came across a decent rock then. Yeah, not a bad one, especially when it's one that you found as soon as you come out of Quantum. You know, that's always nice about that. Yeah, I couldn't resist. Fair enough. 2135. Yeah, those are nice. All right, cool. Still got about 49 seconds left on this branch charge. Like I said, the goal is to get it up to get it into the green within 30. It looks like we're going to definitely do that. Yep, 37. Yeah, we pulled that off. Now, 7%, it does seem to be around the middle of the road. It's cooking out a touch. I'm going to go up to 9 and see if it climbs up. It is climbing up. I just got the Toby. Yeah, I've got to get a second set of sticks for my other computer. I think I'm going to get the VKB Gladiators again, but I'm going to get the slanted throttle this next time. And after I do that, then I'll probably think about a head tracker. The one thing, you know, I've got a couple of different systems. One of them is my 4K system. Oh, boy. That fell out. I don't want it to get too crazy, but I... Also... Oh, come on. Hopefully we didn't lose a whole lot of it there. That was a big, kind of a... it doesn't... Yeah, that was fine. That was no big deal. Alright, in we go. I've been trying to get used to the head tracking myself, but get dizzy and nauseous. Yeah, you know, I've heard of that. Where people have an issue like that. That's not uncommon. And I can see, I mean, I had some crazy sense of, when I did Elite Dangerous one time in VR, it was surprising to me how that can really kind of mess with your head. Got Toby and never use it, Rhino, yeah. And I was wondering that myself, you know, like, would I use it a ton? I'd love to try it, but it's just not something that I'm sure all these up here are the good stuff. Alright, let's keep an eye out here. 23 SU salvage done. Nice! Gotta love that. There's another hundo. And imagine how bad it is if for VR you get tossed around worse than... Yeah. That's funny. VR has no effect. I mean, yeah, it's definitely... It's kind of one of those things like where some people can go on a boat and never get seasick. Some people are on a boat, just the waves, and within a half hour, they're just green in the gills. You know, it's just one of those things. Got it and never use it. The red light bothers me. Oh, interesting. Tried Elite Dangerous in VR. Alright, so how much of this... We're already at 24 SCU down here. So, by the way, so not a lot of this is going to have Quantanium in it down here. Some of it will. I think, but right around 25 SCU, maybe not. We were definitely there. Okay, so yeah, so there's a 25%er. That's good. That's 2%. None of this had it in there. All right, so we just got this 25%er. This is going to get us maybe up over 25 SCU. We're not sure. But you know what? We're going to take that. I mean, it is. We're north of 25 SCU. That's 100% barrel. All right, let's grab the sticks and let's head back in. Good run. Nice quick run there. I have VR and I can't use it. I should have just bought a new curved monitor. I really do like... I have the Knots. I have the 49-inch Samsung Odyssey G9s. I have a pair of those. Now, and I use one on each computer. I play at 1440p. I do have a 4K monitor as well, but Star Citizen just does... It just is... I don't have a 4090. I have a 7900 XTX. And it's just a touch choppy in 4K. It's so buttery smooth in 1440p that it just... And it's just a touch laggy at 4K. And I really am having a hard time, you guys, I'll be honest with you. I really wanted to do a lot of 4K videos. But they're very stuttery. Like, I can't seem to get the stutter out of them. As much as I've tried. Now, I think if I had a 4090... I have the 7900 XTX, which uses the AMD decoder. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I'm just not getting the full 60 FPS when I'm doing my 4K videos. So, but that thing is a hell of a, it does play 4K games really well. It's just when I'm playing a 4K game as well as trying to record in 4K at the same time, with the AV1 decoder, it just doesn't seem to be able to do it. So, I still have, I was hoping to expand to 4K on my channel this year, but I just don't think, unless I get a 4090 system, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it off. It's not 4K. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm really happy with 1440p. And also, keep in mind, like, I have 1440p on this 49-inch monitor. On the left-hand side, I'm able to monitor the stream, and on the right-hand side, I'm able to monitor OBS on the sides of the windows. So I really like that. I have become very fond of these Samsung Odyssey G9s. I understand they're VA panels and not everybody's favorite. Some people like TN and some people like OLED. These are VA panels. They're fine. I really don't notice any screen tearing with them. And like I said, right now 1440p, it's buttery smooth. Mabutu, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday, my friend. Definitely had a Klingon moment. Strip club got bounced. Actually, QT and exploded in an 890J. Oh, no. That's horrible. Mabutu, what is happening, my friend? Mining's been really good today, Mabutu. We had 2 unicorns in a row. The second unicorn, unfortunately, I did 30K on my way back. But since then, I've had 2 mid-20s runs. So, right, this particular run, I was out here, not really 15 minutes and grabbed a mid-20s 25 SCU, and we're headed back in. So, really, today on stream, I have pulled in 32 and 32 twice, and then 25 and 25 twice. So 50 and, but unfortunately with the 30K, I've only brought so much to the hopper. One of the 32 SCUs we lost, but that's okay. The 30K protection just didn't work for some reason. Ramoyne, I totally agree with you about the Star Citizen in VR. I run 1080 because the font gets too small in my eyes. Yes, and I can appreciate that. And listen, there's nothing wrong with gaming at 1080p. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I really think that when you have a nice, 1080, first of all the 1080p monitors are very, are quite affordable. Even nice ones with really nice refresh rates. There is nothing wrong with gaming at 1080p, and I stream at 1080p. I didn't see much to mine last night, but I made $1 million running XT. Oh, you made $1 million running Xenothreat, Mabutu. Nicely done, man. That's a nice way to earn a quick mill. And I have a 1080p box that I also do the 1080 by 1920, so the TikTok or the shorts resolution. So I have one box that does 1080p and the 1080 by 1920. I have 2 boxes now that do 1440p. And I was hoping that one of my boxes that does 1440p would be a 4K box, and really it is. It runs games great on 4K. It cannot run OBS at the same time. And part of that is the AV1 encoder. I know it is, All right, I'm going to drop my gear, rotate my VTOLs. Because we had so little, we did not have to be that discerning on the laser. We still haven't heard first alarm. We're in great shape. I'm going to call for landing here in just a second. It got capped refresh rate 60 hertz for starters. Yeah, I have an Odyssey G7, which is like a 165 refresh rate at 4K, which is that's a nice monitor. But of course I have the 2 Odyssey G9s. Those are the 244s at 1440. All right. So we heard first alarm. Let me just make sure it's this guy. It is that guy. Okay. I'm over there kind of, I'm in third person, and I'm like, maybe I should double check that it's actually this particular hangar. All right, in we go. Like I said, I like to go in diagonal. I tend to find that I'm not bumping the sides as much. I think it's just the angle makes you just kind of respect the sides a little differently. And then we do tilt off to the side here and just kind of beautiful. Straighten her out and down we go. All right, nice little butt kiss down landing. Let's go ahead and do a post-flight.
Have a pleasant stay.
You and you, cool. F1. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the power, and in we go. Marco Angel Winter, welcome to the channel. Is mining fixed? Well, what do you mean by that exactly? I mean, I've been able to do 4 Quantanium runs in a little over 2 hours. And mining is working really, really, really well. There are no unscannable rocks in the air in Halo. That's the biggest change for 3.12. Or, pardon me, 3.18.2. Every single rock in the air in Halo is scannable. That's a huge uptick in productivity for air in Halo mining. What about using a 4K capture card in the second system? You know what, Nate? That's what I need to do. Is I need to take my once, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a 2-stream system. I think that's probably the trick, right? It's doing that. And so at some point my daughter is gonna move out of the house here sometime this summer. I'm in no hurry to have her move out, but when she does move out, I'm going to take her room and turn it into a studio. And when I turn it into a studio, I'm going to set up 2 stream. I'm going to get a capture card and do it that way. That's probably exactly how people do it.
Let me know if there's anything.
It is so much better in the Halo now. The Samsung G5 165 refresh rate, yeah. And at 4K, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a perfectly acceptable refresh rate, for sure. But yeah, Nate, you're not wrong. I definitely need to do that, and it's coming. Unscannable and breakable rock skill? No, Marco, not at all. They're every single rock in the air in Halo is scannable. None of them don't scan. It's awesome. That part of it's super cool. And like I said, I've done now 4 runs in the Halo in this stream today. And we've gotten, I did have 130K, which upset the apple cart a little bit. But hey, we're not going to complain. It is what it is. All right, the highest percentage asteroid I found was 17%. What have you been seeing? Well, I've definitely found some 40s, some good ones. All right, here we go. Let's set up the work order. Not on this prospector. What about this one? Set up. Yep. Okay, there we go. We're gonna go Dynix Solvenation, get quote, confirm. Let's check the time. Oh, I think we have time for one more run today for sure. Before we go down. Before my wife and I go pick up the Jeep. So right now in the hopper, though, I have 50, 79, 25 again. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. 25 and 24 is 49. Then 79 and 22. I have over 100 SEU in the hopper, you guys. I have nearly 1 million in the hopper. So, nothing to complain about today. This, considering that we're just getting started, having 1 million. Now, don't get me wrong. I still have to run it in and get lucky and avoid pirates and haul it in and do that kind of stuff. But
see anything you like?
Let me go ahead and double check here. That, I'm 100. Okay. I am going to buy a couple more Brants. I think we're getting to the point where I'm going to have to replace a couple. BRAN. And then I want to make sure my destination is the station. Yep, Brant. BRA. And really? Oh, you can't buy Brants here. I forgot. That's right. Well, I still have. I'm good. I have the second. I forgot that the Brants aren't here. They're over at. I'll pick some up when I haul in. I still have plenty. We got lots and lots and lots. We have had 4 runs into the Halo so far. A little over 100 SEU in the hopper. Currently, one of them was a run from last night, but I did lose one unicorn run. Keep in mind, this is just kind of, these elevators don't work in Arc L4, so I will need to hit the menus real quick. So let's exit to menu. I don't like to do that, but it's either that or kill myself, and I choose this over that. I'm not a commit suicide kind of guy. So happy on a talk's gotta have fun, can't be all Windows. Yeah, exactly. Aaron Halo is now a sea of gold. Aaron Halo is definitely in good shape. We're going right back into the game. Highest percentage asteroid I found was 17. So, Mabutu, I have found lots and lots of nice rocks today. I found, of course, 2 rocks that were completely unicorns. So one of them was like a 51-45. Another one was like a 40-40. And then I found a couple of mid-20, where there's like, 29 percenters or that type of thing. So, one more run here into the Halo, and we're gonna see how we do. So, yeah, I mean, I don't like to have to go back to menus, but it doesn't take long. It doesn't seem like, and it gets me back top side in the station, and off we go. So, 54 likes today. The Quantanium's been off the chain. We are doing fantastic. We probably will have streamed over, if we get lucky in this last run here, we probably will have made over 1 million on our stream here. Or at least have the opportunity to. We still have to do the cargo haul. I'm glad mining is working. I got tired of the long search for Q rocks. I ended up melting my Prospector for a vulture. You know what, Knots? I can appreciate why you would do that too, because it definitely was a mess for a hot minute. So let's do a pre-flight here. Let's take a look at what we got with our Prospectors. I know I have both of them set up. This is Prospector 1. Prospector 1 is going to have the this has got the polar livery paint. I still have 3 brands there. Let's take a look at Prospector 2. Prospector 2 has got the aphrite, but it's also got 3 brands. We're just going to we'll grab Prospector 1 and head out.
Welcome to the aUEC vehicle retrieval system.
And just kind of keep alternating every so often.
Vehicle selected.
But yeah, it is nice that mining is working. I 100% agree with that. And it's been a hot minute since you felt like, oh. Now I will say, and I've said it, you guys, and you're gonna hear me echo it a lot. I believe there's a wipe coming in 319, and I think 319 is coming in about 6 weeks. So don't go crazy. I'm not saying don't grind out a little bit, but don't go super crazy. Be careful. Don't burn yourself out and then have it taken all away again. I'm probably going to at least dig out the Hercules, the C2. Best thing I can is back in game in a week or so. Yeah, I totally can appreciate that, Knots. I will tell you guys, I'm really looking forward to the C1. I hope that they bring the C1 out for Invictus. I like that ship. Especially, I hope it fits in ROC. If it fits in ROC, it's going to be awesome. My current card's a 2070 8 gig. I'm thinking about going AMD on my next card, seeing how games. Yes, Ramoin, you're not wrong. All of the last generations, your 68, your 6700, 6800, 6900, 6950X Ts, all of those have 16 gig of RAM. You're not wrong. I fell into the trap, right? I have a 3070 in this machine I'm currently using right now. The 3070 only has 8 gig of RAM. Now here, what does that mean? Well, you can actually see it even here. You can see if you look up in the upper right-hand side of my UI, you can see, look what's red. It's my GPU memory total. I'm limited right now. It wants to use more GPU, it wants to use more RAM. Don't get me wrong, the processor in this 3070 is great, but it wants more it's limiting my amount of GPU, and so you can see it right up there. It's in red. And when I run the XTX, it doesn't, even in 4K, it doesn't do that. So there's no question. I mean, and I'll tell you, NVIDIA's messed up. I mean, the 4070 and the 4060, all of them have 8 gig of RAM. And, so yeah, I'm a little disappointed that 8 gig of RAM, and they're starting to say, hey, 8 gig of RAM is, some games won't even run on it now. So yeah, if you're getting a video card, you definitely want to go above 8 gig of RAM. For sure. And I am somebody I've really been very happy with the performance of this 3070. I really have. But I will tell you, it's disappointing that you know I've only had this card a couple of years, and hey man, it's the VRAM is already squeezing. Now you can see that the memory, it's only in when I'm in systems and stuff. When I'm out in deep space, it's not that bad, but the memory, it does get see, you can see as soon as I kind of hit hyperdrive there, it went red for a second. So 67 XT Radeon smooth Linux via 1080p bouncing between. Yes, exactly. I hope they do not wipe in 3.19. That would mean players spend 7 months waiting for progress with no chance of Ubuntu. I'm having a hard time believing they're not going to wipe in 3.19. I myself refuse to believe that they're not. I'm going to be careful. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely going to put some time and energy into the game, but I'm not going to go ham. Because I just have a feeling they're going to wipe in 3.19 as well. And I agree with you 100%. I wish they would say, all right, we're not wiping for blah, blah, blah. But I think they get themselves over their skis. All of a sudden, people find exploits. And, I mean, like I said, I 1,000% agree with you. I wish they wouldn't wipe, and I wish that that we could kind of get some progression in the game, but I don't really have any faith that they will. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. I just don't see a way for them to avoid wiping in 4.19, but that's just me, and I hope that I'm wrong. The issue on the video is the memory frequency bus was a different clock that was. Well, listen, that 4070 is actually a 4060. That's where they got themselves over their skis. NVIDIA is putting out, if you looked at the older generations, every time they went up like 15 or 20% performance. That's not the case now. They want you to pay a lot more for less performance increase. I mean, it's dumb. And then you've got the bottleneck of the 8 gig of RAM. I mean, the 8 gig of RAM on the 4060, the 4070. It's not enough VRAM. It's just not. I mean, now I feel a little bad about owning the 3070, but man, if I bought the 4070, I'd really be bummed. And it's not to say that it isn't a performant card. It will perform well. That's just not enough VRAM. My most recent upgrade was my CPU, Ryzen 5 5600. Nice. I have the 5800X 3D is what I threw in my that other rig. All right, we're dropped out here. Let's go ahead. I love talking computer stuff, you guys, by the way. I don't mind wipes because they gave us millions of UAC. I got all the ships I want to. Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. I just think that, I can appreciate wanting to progress a little bit in the game, though, too. Ryzen 5. This computer I'm running right now, that I'm playing on right now, has a 3900X and a 3070. I built this box about 2.5 years ago. Right when the 3070s had just come out, I managed to get one a little over MSRP. So, what the heck? There are 2 rocks right there just floating. Let's just see. Let's see what they are. We're not gonna get that lucky. I didn't even scan. They don't look like they're Quantanium to me, anyways. That is funny. Yeah, they're not Quant. I was like, what the heck? There's two rocks just boom out of the blue. 32 gig of RAM, DDR5, 2 terabyte drives. Nice. That's a very good system. What you buy and build today is out of date in a week. To some extent, you're not wrong, Johan, for sure. I mean, I do think, I have been really surprised by the longevity of the 5800X 3D. I mean, I think that as far as the CPU, is still considered a pretty strong contender. As far as AM4 platform goes, if you have AM4 board, and when you see that, there's a 13,600. When you see that, that 5800X 3D, it will work in any AM4 board, and it's down sometimes $320. Man, there's no reason not to go with it unless you're doing a lot of productivity stuff. My PC runs the game, nothing else matters. There you go. That's a great way to look at it. Ditch, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. How you been, Digital? It's good to see you. All right, we're digging along here. We've had a very solid day today. We've probably, are at least 750,000, if not 1 million in the hopper. And so I don't think this is going to be Quantanium. I really don't. But let's just go ahead and go take a look at it and see what we got. Nope, that's not Quantanium. All right. Oh, I think I hit N too. All right. Got drop my gear for some reason. New motherboard. Yeah, you know what? Motherboards are definitely, you like the newer, the AM5 platform motherboards. They have been a little out of control. There's some of the B series ones are starting to come out now that are, you know, they're not quite as feature rich, but they're a little more affordable. I have not jumped to the next platform yet, but though because of motherboard prices, and really DDR5 it's come down a lot, but it was pretty bad there for a while too. And I'm just gonna I think I'm gonna sit tight to see what the next generation of GPUs does too. It's, you know, it's just difficult to say. I mean, it's just one of those things. You know, part of me really wants to get a 4090, you know, honestly, so I can do 4K videos. But, yeah, that's not Quant. But, you know, you know, I can't really justify spending that kind of money when I've got a couple of perfectly viable 1440p systems. Now, this 3070, I may want to upgrade that at some point. When the video RAM does become you know, a real hard issue. And I'm thinking about a 6950 XT maybe. They're 40% off right now. All right, you guys. I think we've got Quant here. We've just got to wait because they're being... Let's just give me an opportunity to drink a little coffee. And motherboard prices and power draw are two reasons I'm sticking with AM4. Yeah, there's no... I mean, look, AM4 is running 1440p is just fine right now. I mean, unless you really are making the leap to 4K... There they go. I shot him that time and it kind of woke him up. That's like old school Lyria mode right there. That's funny. All right, that's a 2%er there. That's a blue cap, not worth mining. What about this guy? This guy is not going to be great. Also another blue cap. Looks like another solid 2%er. Let's keep moving. 45 ping. Intel GPU seemed like a good idea for streaming. You know what? I will tell you. I think Battle Mage is going to do... You know, it's going to be, you know, when that generation of card comes out for Intel, they probably are going to have their first product that's somewhat, you know, competitive. Not competitive at the top end by any stretch of the imagination, but it will be nice to have another player in the space. My concern with NVIDIA is that they're so heavily now invested in the AI that they're really just not going to care about the consumer GPU market, and they really have proven they don't care about the consumer GPU market in many ways. I mean, you know, kind of going with the pricing model that they've gone with, like it's still, like we're still neck deep in mining, you know, that type of thing. AM5 seems to require a full-on power station to run with the electric being. And yeah, there's no question that there's a lot of power things going on. Although the 7800X3D is very power efficient, that particular chip in AM5 is. There's a new Gen 5 motherboard I saw for $299, reduced from $430 AMD, which is $125 more than I paid. Well, that's the thing, right? You can definitely find some AM4 motherboards, even for some sub $100. I mean, you know, some B450, like Tomahawks and stuff occasionally on sale, like MSI Tomahawk or whatever. You can definitely find some great deals on some AM4 stuff. All right, there's a 3400. Let's approach that guy. All right, I'm going to long scan on it and get the rock icon. There we go. And we're just going to approach this guy. I'm going to go ahead and 90 ping to turn it back into an opportunity marker. Kind of keeps us health heading right towards it. We'll do another ping on it again, and there they are. We'll do a visual on these as we get a little closer. Let's see what we got. They're looking like Quantanium to me. All right, so there's some nice Q-types. Let's see what we got. This is probably going to be like a 13% or something. Yeah, 10%er. Not a great rock. What about this fella? Drop the laser, shoot the rock, pull the laser back out. I closed my eyes and upgraded my 3090 Ti to a Gigabyte 4090 Aorus Extreme Water Force. Oh, man, that's a nice. Last many years and absolutely blown away by the space Hogger card. It took me just 2 hours to get only 12 SCU quant, so hard with the lag. Oh my stars, Sarah. Now I've been out here now 3 hours and I've gotten 4 loads back to the hopper. And we're doing pretty good, but I definitely can. It's, you know, mining is a lot like fishing. It's just, are the fish biting that day or not, right? Dark, that is a nice 4090, man. I have really thought about, you know, the 4090 a lot, you know, many times, because, you know, I really want to do 4K videos on my channel, but I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on it, and, you know, I blew up so many rocks from lag. Oh, yeah. Well, and especially, Sarah, I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes when you switch to extraction mode, like it's still kind of registering as a mining mode, and you can definitely cook rocks really quickly because they're already the tiny little pieces. You just hit them with that laser for just a second and they blow up. You know, and then they can blow up the sideline items as well. So it can definitely be a little bit of a chain reaction there. You're not wrong. Goose machine. Is there a limit for how much you can queue up at the refinery? No. Nope. You can put in job after job after job. Heck, I've had 20 plus jobs going at one time there. That's a pretty tight cluster. I'm going to go take a look at these. Even though it's a 3-pack and I normally wouldn't. Later on, I'll be sending Shorts a link to a triangulating website that is more precise than some maps. Hope it helps. Yeah, appreciate that for sure. As much as I'm not a fan of Intel, I do wish the yeah, well, that's exactly right, Ramoyne. I think just more competition in the GPU space is good, especially because I truly believe NVIDIA is getting away from, they're gonna you know, divest a little bit in the GPU, consumer GPU market. Not a ton. Yeah, these are not Quantanium, right? But I just think that they're kind of getting off into the AI market a little bit. And I really think that they're going to continue to put out really good cards, but they're going to be expensive. They're never going to rein in their pricing model, especially when they're so profitable in AI. And they are. So it's just, you know, they're always going to have a flagship that you can pay an arm and a leg for. That's a fantastic, you know, you can't, I'll tell you, as far as the 40 series goes for NVIDIA, the one card that had value in it is the 4090. Because you just can't, you know, you can't argue. If you have the fastest consumer card on the planet, you charge what you want for it. Especially one that just crushed, you know, that does so well at 4K single box. Hey, there's 13,600. Let's move. Hey, this is very likely to be Quantanium. Look how tight. See how tight that cluster is? So this is very likely a Quantanium cluster. And that's, you know, just based on how tight that is, I would say that, you know, we're pretty sure it's going to be. That being said, it's not always perfect science, but yep, they're Q-types. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 opportunities here. Let's hopefully we can find something to mine here. So this is a very nice Quantanium cluster. First rock here. Drop the laser. Go ahead and shoot the rock one time. We'll get it moving. Very, very nice Quantanium cluster. This is not going to be a good rock, though. This is probably going to be, that's a blue cat. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. Kind of skin. Now that's going to be a nice rock over there. That's a 5122 by 39%. That's a 5140. So, you know, I'm still in the air in Halo myself. This is not going to be a good rock. That's a 2%er. So we've already found one that's definitely worth mining. Let's see if there's anything better than that here. I doubt it, but let's, you know. I could be wrong. We still have some opportunities here. NVIDIA are moving away from consumer GPU and big into AI data transition tech. I don't see them making mainstream. No, that's what I think. I think they're always going to make a flagship. You know, that's where I'm at too, Ramoyne, is that I just think that they're going to be transitioning to AI. They're always going to make a high-end graphics card because they can, and they can charge a couple grand for it. You know, but I don't see them ever being kind of like pushed into, you know, a pricing model that's not acceptable for them. I think that they would just rather not sell the cards. Hello, Jaguar. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. All right, we're almost there, you guys. That one's 370 out. I don't know if we'll get... Yeah, it looks like we are gonna get... That's a nice rock, too. It's definitely not telling me what the... Well, I gotta get in a little closer and look at it. There we go. I was way outside. Yeah, oh, that's only a 13%er, okay. So one last rock to look at here, and then there is a very nice rock here to mine. This is also, yep, this is not going to be it. That's a 2%er. So, I think it's this one here. Yeah, this is a 5122 right here by 40%, by 39.9%. So this is a nice rock. This is a really nice rock. You know what? Mining I've done very well, Jag. How do you know if they're good rocks to scan before it is done? Oh, it's based on, like, here's what I'm looking at here. It's like all this red and a little bit of green tells me it's going to be high. You know, this kind of gives me an idea before it actually, like, what this little area looks like. I hope that helps. But if you got lots of red and a thin green, that's usually a pretty good sign. That it's going to be a good rock. That's kind of how you pre-tell. It has been really responsive for me. I've had nothing but good luck with it so far, Jag. I understand blue cap is low, but what does it mean? Fair enough, Knots. Blue cap is a very colloquial term. When I was a kid, my mom would send me to get milk. And like the 2% milk were blue caps. And so that's where that comes from. If it's a 2%er, I call it a blue cap because it's just based on like an old, you know. Mom would always send me to pick up 2% milk, and it was the blue cap on there. It was the 2% milk. True, but you had to admit watching a company move away from peeps that effectively built their company by seeing their market, their customer base, is a bitter pill to swallow. I don't disagree, Ramoyne. I mean, obviously, I think graphics cards really helped NVIDIA become, a household name. Obviously. And I would love to see them, colloquial, that's a nickel word for those that are, yeah, exactly. Sorry. AMD all the way. Yeah, and I have the 7900 XTX. I really like that card. Is a muscle. It's got a lot of muscle. It's a great card. I'll tell you what, Diablo 4 in particular looks fantastic at 4K on that 7900 XTX and performs fantastic. It never, even with tons and tons and tons of monsters, it never hiccuped at all. I mean, that card in that game with the 5800X 3D, 64 gig of RAM, and the 7900 XTX, man, the Diablo 4 ran awesome. No, my mom did that too. I loved Hole. I hated. Yeah, I know. I always wanted to get the red cap too, Knots, but mom always made me get the blue cap. And so I call 2%ers blue cap. There's lots of 2% Quantanium rocks, and I just colloquially refer to them as blue caps. So that's just kind of... All right, you guys. This is going to be a 5122 by 39. There's a chance for a unicorn here if it breaks cleanly. And so we're in pretty good shape. I'm going to look behind me one time. I don't see any rocks directly behind me. That's good. And we have had very good success in the Iron Halo today. Very good success. So this could be potentially the third unicorn of the day. Just upgraded to a 5800X 3D. Yeah, sir. Good. Yes. It's if you have an AM4 platform, if you have an AMD AM4, there is really, I mean, I highly recommend going with the 5800X 3D. They're $320. Every single AM4 board with a BIOS update will support it, and it runs circles. I mean, it is a this generation level. The only really thing that really solidly beats is the 7800X 3D. I mean, even like the 13,000, I mean, it is a solid operator. It is a really, really, really good chip. I'm at 20%. Don't warning me. Give me a break. Now it's falling out. Now I gotta hurry back up and get it back up there again. All right. No, warning at the very end. So, that's all right. 7800 is AM5, yeah, that for sure. All right, how cleanly did this break? That's a 35%er. Uh-oh. What do we got here? That's going to have nothing. Okay. What about this feller? That's going to have nothing. Well, that's a good sign. 3 more rocks to scan here. That's going to have nothing. That's a really good sign. All right, so these two are going to have some fairly decent percentages in them. I would imagine. This guy looked to have broken pretty clean. That right there is 14 SCU of the good stuff. I'd imagine this is probably around another 18 SCU of the good stuff, right? So this is almost 20 SCU in this rock. And that's 19 and that's 14. So that, I think actually I just need to break these 2 rocks. Now I will break this third one just because I don't want to be, gotta get back out mining. Good luck. Yay, good luck, Sarah. I hope that every single Quantanium rock that I don't find, you do. Thanks for stopping in. And they're out here, I promise. Oh, wow, there was a little bit of a lag spike there. I didn't like that. Now we're just breaking this other one down as an extra, just to make sure. I don't want to fall short of 32 SCU, and there will be plenty of extra in here. No problem. Have a great day. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out with us. Beautiful day here. All right, we got this guy broke. All right, moving on. Oh, we got the old triple fire for whatever reason. I don't know why that happens. Trying to push this guy up in here. Good.
Warning, power critical.
That was silly.
Warning, power critical.
And I definitely... That was just a lag spike. And because I had already corrected out of it. All right, no problem. Holding at 9%. Break a leg. Nicely done, my boy. All right, we got 5 seconds left on this Brant. It's about to turn rodeo here. Good. Good break. All right, we got the... Just a weird, like, thing, like, when you first turn on the... All right. We're heading up. Oh, that's a lag spike. All right. All right, up we're headed. Good, 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 good. So hopefully between these two rocks, that's all I need to do is scoop. I think that the math works out where there's more than 32 SCU, but we have that little extra. 5900X, excellent chip. Zero. By the way, Zero, nice to see you. How you been, man? You know, we have seen some new faces today. We got 59 likes. We've had a great day. The Quantanium's been fantastic. The conversations have been fantastic. I really love talking computer hardware, and especially in relation to Star Citizen. And I, you know, very much enjoy the mining chat as well. Oh, boy. A couple of those lag spikes at the end can really kind of grump you out a touch. Alright, let this thing kind of finally break. Yeah, it looks like it broke pretty clean. Now, we're gonna... Yep, we... Notice how I just did a tap there? And the reason is because there is a time when, like, the extraction lasers actually, it is actually working like the mining laser, so you gotta be just careful that you don't want to cook one of these purples. Like I said, that can kind of chain react and break them all. This is gonna be very, 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 solid. Can someone make a cool 60 likes? Yeah, and there you go, 60 likes. That's awesome. I can't believe we've done 60 likes today. This has been just a fantastic day. What's going on here? Oh, that's not a rock way back there. Okay. Good stuff. Good, good, good stuff. That's north of 20 SCU right there. Beautiful. Let it cool. Yes, definitely let it cool. You're not wrong, Mabutu. Need 9 more light. That's hilarious. How many ISK per line? Credit, sorry. There you go. I definitely love giving away money when I got it. All right, this is what do we got here? Will this top us off as a uni? We'll find out. I think it's gonna do it. Wow, 3rd unicorn of the day. You guys, it has been a great day in the air in Halo. Now, you know, don't get me wrong, as we know, work's not done. We gotta get out of here. That is the 3rd unicorn in a row. 5100 scan is junk. Toe cutter, only one time out of the hundreds of times that I've looked at a 5100R signature value has it been Quantanium. Only once. So it's an old miners. You go with the, you know, the 3400s, and then it jumps to the 6800s. Definitely, I avoid the 1700s, and I avoid the the 5100s. They're never Quantanium. Credit to like ratio is pretty good today. Both credits and likes. Oh wait, that's so. Ding, 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 ding. You're not wrong, Drac. It's yet another uni. Now we got to get this guy in and landed, and hopefully not 30K, and you know, and get this guy in there and get her going. We are on our way back to the ranch. Okay, good to know. Yeah, no problem, Toe. Well, you know what, guys? Today has been absolutely fantastic. Awesome Quantanium. Fantastic conversation. You know, I will kind of pre-warn you. I will be heading out after this particular one. I will give you final numbers though, which are gonna be probably around 1 million. And the coffee in the chat has been awesome. Oh, the coffee's been fantastic, but it really is the chat. You guys make this channel click. All of you who come and participate, we've had a lot of good success today. I've had got a little bit of a coffee money. We've definitely had some new subs. We've had lots of likes. We've had lots of great Quantanium. Oh, heavens and stars, Ramoyne, don't worry about that. You know, I thought you were being cheeky. You know, so which is fun. And so we've still got to get this. We still got to get this landed. Our work is not done here. We've got to get this. I've got 600K in Adonite today. Wow, John. That is a solid day. I know Starstreams did a little over 1 million yesterday. In his ROC mining. So, obviously the servers are in a much more stable position when we can go out there and earn millions, so it's in a lot better place. Went on the tram to get to the spaceport to Lorville, saw the doors closed before I got there and stopped. The system didn't. So sometimes, Drac, if the thing's sitting there, you can actually run through the doors. Don't be afraid to, especially if you can, on the other side of the doors is the inside of the tram. Sometimes you can just run through it's a weird thing. It's a visual bug. But don't run through the doors if on the other side is tracks. But if on the other side is actually tram, sometimes you can push through there, and it's actually I was the one finding the Had Night for streams. John, that makes sense. That is cool. That, obviously, doing a little scouting for streams is always a good time, and talk about it. Absolutely excellent rock mining. That's cool, John, for sure. I developed a strange instinct for finding pink rocks. I can appreciate that, man. I definitely have a nose for Quantanium. Not always. I mean, there are times when I have to spend a lot, but I tend to do okay. Now, I think we're going to be real close to having this guy in the hangar before we'll hear our first alarm. Probably when we go into third person in order to land. When we come back out, we'll hear it. Well, that was a very, very clean extraction. And so I have a feeling we're going to be in pretty good shape. The nice thing is, you guys, it's going to be so cool to be able to invest. Now I can invest in a VK00. Now I can invest in an Atlas drive. Now I can invest in upgraded components. I haven't been doing that at all lately, because every single time I just logged onto the PTU and it would be wiped. Don't mind scouting for people. I'm not great at scouting, but not bad at it either. I really like, John, that would be my preference of a thing to do, really, would be to locate and tag resources and sell people those locations. That to me, that's kind of would be my jam. Don't get me wrong. I love the resource extraction part of it, but I do like locating resources. I think is one of my favorite things to do. And I would do that all day long, fly around and just tag things and then sell those locations. That, to me, that's, I don't know, it's one of the funnest things in the game is being able to locate things and understanding where they're at and that type of thing. All right, I'm going to call for a landing. We have still not heard first alarm.
Thank you. And please visit again. Please proceed to assign.
And I think we're going to get a landing bay. Yep, it's the standard one. So now I'm going to go into third person. And we're just going to kind of roll ourselves over here. And by the time we do get back into first person, we will have heard first alarm. But we're in really good shape. We had not heard first alarm yet. And we're just bringing this guy in nice and easy. We're not in any hurry. The most important thing is to try and, not get too crazy here and make a good landing. All right, so we're going to kind of come in over this guy. We'll start kind of working our way down now. Okay. Start turning this guy over to the port side. All right. Just bring her in and just a kiss down landing. Beautiful landing. I'll take that every time.
Landing complete.
We'll do a post flight here. Absolutely butter smooth. All right, we'll kill the engine. Do you think they will take some of the previously unscannable rocks and turn them into different minerals and commodities? I just hope that they find that they build purpose into Vermoin to more than anything. I hope that they've got some kind of an idea of purpose for mining. I definitely know that there's a new type coming, iron, so it'll be interesting to see how that kind of impacts everything and where things are at. And I wonder, here's one thing I really do wonder with 319. Is it still going to have the Lyria meta? Are you still going to have the more than two rocks as always Quantanium? Are they really going to shake that up? Location. That's exactly right, Ocean.
Welcome.
Fly around in the SRV picking up 30% rocks. That's the thing, too. The SRV is going to change the world to me. I can't wait for the SRV because you're exactly right. Being able to just either pull salvage or pull rocks to a central location and process them is going to be so incredible. I so hope that we can do that. That, you know, you can take the SRV, you find like a nice Quantanium rock, and then just just have like an SRV group out just pulling in salvage, pulling in rocks, having one kind of just central processing area in the middle of deep space. I can't. That'd be so fun. SRV is a nice idea. Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, and using the SRV, you know, especially like when you're doing also planet mining, clearing off the crap, or making piles of 100, you know, like piling up your hundreds in one pile, you know, for extraction. Wouldn't surprise me if Quantanium is moving to pyro in the future. Wouldn't surprise me either, Johan, but I hope that they do leave it a little bit in Stanton. I know that there's this huge push to be like, you have to go to these evil, like super piratey places to get anything good. I hope that there's there's still stuff that you can get where you don't have to always go put yourself in harm's way. All right, not the Cormac. I want the Dynix Solve. Yeah, quote. Confirm. All right, so this first load I put in there already. So we ended up having 3 unicorn runs today. Let me get you some numbers here. I'm going to grab my phone. We're going to calculate this out together. So, calculator, let's grab that guy. We did 30, 40. I'm not going to count, of course, the 30K stuff. There is a 2259. Here's a 2402 plus. And then we have one more over here. It's a 3040 plus. So that's 10,741 units. So 10,741 times 88 equals 945,000 aUEC in the stream here today, and we actually lost a unicorn. So we easily did 1.2 million in a little over 3 hours today. What a great day for Quantanium mining. And you're not wrong, to pull those 8K rocks off Illyria to a safe spot. Selling those rocks would be awesome. Yeah, pulling them to a location and just selling that location. Clio's the best moon for quant mining. I think it will shine in 319. Yeah, I mean, I've always had good luck on those, except for they're windy, you know. So being able to locate the rocks and pull them into a spot where they're not windy would be awesome. I'm looking forward to having radar back in 319. Yeah, Drax says it's not that you gotta go there to get something good. It's the pirates see you getting something, they've got to follow. Fair enough, Drac. That 30K load would have pushed you over a mil. It would have definitely pushed me over a mil. Totally awesome stream. Can't wait for the next one. Thank you, Clive. Have a great rest of the day. No problem, you guys. We're going to, like I said, we're going to pick up the Jeep, have a few steaks tonight. It's going to be a really nice day the rest of the day today. Spend time with the wife and my son, and just a beautiful day. I wish you all truly a great day, much success. Please take care of yourself. Have a lovely Saturday. Enjoy the fact that we can actually make a little progress here. And I will see you all around the verse.